Welcome everyone to the Splash HD official launch of the channel. Today we have a very exciting event. I'm really happy that we brought all the runners today to show this off. We are doing the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy any percent relay. 6 runners coming together, 2 teams of 3. I'm very excited. I have 2 commentators with me today, Cameron and Jamie. Before we start though, I want to say thank you everyone for coming around. I really appreciate all the faces in the chat. I apologize for the late start and the tech difficulties, but we should be all good to go. So I'm going to pass it to Cam, and I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Hey, yo. You guys might know me. I played this game a couple times. Yeah, I'm going to be commentating the whole relay, so you're stuck with my ass this entire time. And I've got Jamie here with me, who is the Crash 1. Oh. So.
Yep, I started about 2 days ago as well. It's my main speed game, and I look forward to helping commentate this race. I look forward to it. Okay,
we should have the runners off. Everything should be good to go now. Crossing my fingers. Hopefully
Crispy.
Everything's good.
Come on.
Crispy a little late off the line. I don't know if he has the channel
Again.
Open.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And he's got
his Lotus is working.
It begins.
His Lotus is working.
The event begins.
He has the higher PB as well, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yay, the race is on, guys. Woohoo.
The big reason we use loadless. I guess I could touch on that a little bit. We do use loadless timing in this game, specifically because of load screens and different hardware. And to be fair, So,
seeing as we talked about the jumping and the boxes earlier, I might as well explain that probably the hardest part of this level was the climb, actually. Getting the climb fast is
way
really
harder
difficult.
than it looks to do fast. You have to be on the ball with your inputs climbing up that thing.
And bouncing on the correct boxes too, otherwise you don't make it up.
Finishing at a solid NSB time, both of them.
Yeah, both of the 57 on NSB.
Look at that. Kind of 57 on NSB, so that's a tied race right there. Alright.
Indeed.
So I guess we could go over jungle rollers a little bit. I don't know how advanced these guys are gonna get, but jungle
I'm not
rollers
expecting optimal movements.
The beginning movement here, it doesn't matter like at all. Because you have to wait on this, like I said earlier. But this movement matters a lot, and I don't know if these guys go for the roller skip or not. We'll see.
I don't think so, because that's pretty tight.
Crispy might do it. It is pretty tight.
I don't think he's going to be able to do it with those movements.
Clock could have done it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to really be staying as straight as you can.
Yeah, if you have really good lines there, you can take that mask right through that roller, actually. It is pretty tight, though.
Definitely. And you don't really want to get, like, so down by the totem poles as well. If that happens, you're kind of in trouble with that.
In this game in general is something you tend to want to avoid, like walls and stuff. It's the same thing as Spyro. Like, you just don't want to be touching the walls, because it does slow you down on those frames.
So, we want our first 2D level, where the D-pad is, in fact, the optimal way of movement. Analog stick is not good here, because glass can't move in... What's up? 45-degree angles?
Clock was having some difficulties climbing the...
Yeah.
Climbing at the start there, and that's really hard to do, actually, to climb these bouncy crates fast.
Yeah, and you can bonk off the bottom if you turn too fast as well.
You'll notice the...
that's unfortunate. He's Mr. Masterful.
That saves a lot of time. Crispy's definitely going to be ahead of him after this.
Oh, he's died as well. Oh, no.
That's rough. That's rough.
That is really rough. Oh, man.
Yeah, you see how efficient, if you watch Crispy, you see how efficient this mass form is. He can just roll through everything and not worry about
Yeah.
any of the obstacles, on top of getting that movement speed.
There was a really tough spike to skip, but it's very inconsistent. You have to have the timing
That's a frame
absolutely
perfect
precise.
jump that Jamie
Definitely. Hopefully, Croc doesn't die again.
He's got this. Look at him go.
Yeah.
He is gonna have to. Oh, maybe not.
He didn't have the
Since he
mask.
died, those cycles were different. Which is another thing. The cycles. This game is big time. Crash in general is big time cycles. Big time. Crash 1
So,
specifically. So
Crispy is now on boulders, and as you may have noticed, his masks have disappeared. This is one of the few levels in the one where the masks are taken away from you. So that's why we do the damage abuse at the end of Great Gate, because we don't keep our masks. And it's the first level that we're running away from a boulder.
it's just
Go on.
fairly straightforward. You want to just take the straightest line you can through the level and jump, and a lot of jumping.
Lots and lots of jumping, yes. And ideally keeping at least one box alone. Also, you can get them all, and it's pretty minimal a difference actually if you get them all, as long as you don't pick up the gem. You do not want to pick up the gem because it loses you like 5 seconds.
That loses a lot of time.
Yeah, so if you do accidentally get all the boxes, do not grab the gem.
Yeah, you can jump straight to the portal pretty easily, so...
Yeah.
One box is optimal, though it missed.
So let's see if Crispy's going to go for the leaf skip. This is a really tough jump, to be honest.
Yeah, you have to sub-jump really far. Let's see if he gets it here. And he nails it,
Johnny.
so... Nice. So what you have to do for this jump is you have to utilize something called coyote time or crash. Community kind of calls it sub-jumping, which is it's the same concept. You have a little bit of hang time before Crash walks off the edge, and with that hang time, you can use a spin to extend his hitbox a little bit.
Croc got it.
Jump. And okay, Clock barely made that. They both made
that spin actually saved him. That's another thing to say actually. Spinning extends your hitbox, so it can also save you from failing the jump sometimes. It's only like a really minimal extension, but it can make all the difference in hard jumps. Especially when you're extending off the edge of a jump, that's a really good time to do a spin jump.
That's where it's really important, yeah. Just those couple extra frames that you get from it can make the difference.
Yeah, there's a leaf manipulation here too, but I don't think they know it. It saves like, I don't know how much does that save, Cam? Like a second or two?
Yeah, it saves about a second or two. The Clock got it on accident there, so he got what he was supposed to get, but yeah.
So it's our first boss of the one, Papu Papu. Pretty straightforward boss. You just jump on his head when he brings the hammer down. You can't damage him until he brings his hammer down.
Is standing inside of him while after he's dead. Because if you don't stand inside of him, if you're like on the edge or whatever, the game will like suck you into the middle, so that loses time.
True. But you don't want to jump too early either, because he'll take your mask too.
That's true, and the masks are really important for Rolling Stones.
Very, very important. If you don't have mask form here, you're having to wait on a lot of these motorcycles. So hopefully Crispy keeps it and he can show us how it's done.
A lot of cool strats you could do with the mask from here. I'm not sure they'll do it because they are tricky jumps, but
yeah, it's more of a higher level thing, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah.
The scenery stuff.
The big thing here is you want to focus on breaking as many crates with this as you can.
Definitely.
You see, he went over the TNT stack and he gets like 8 or 9 crates there.
9 boxes there.
Yeah, it's massive.
Very important. And that's another great thing about
his mass form ends right there, and you just go right into the next one. This whole level is basically just a third mass form blitz.
That's actually another good point to make about the mass form. It's also really good for destroying lots of boxes in an instant. So easy time save for boxes as well.
Yeah, the mass form is super good at destroying that. And in Crash like 1 where you have this screen at the end that you can't skip.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Have to do what we gotta do.
And that's why we're breaking boxes to shorten that final screen. So, I said it about boulders that that level loses the masks. Same happens on the hog level that Crispiest has got to as well. So, yeah, if you can use your masks, do so. If you don't have mask form, try and use them on the boulders.
Yeah.
This is a cool level. You want to keep one box alone for this level too, because
Yeah,
you actually
that's
can't
true.
dodge the gem if you get all the boxes here.
Yeah. So you ideally want to leave one, and jumping here is again the fastest method to move. You gain some frames by jumping in here, and actually, if you, I don't think they'll do it, but if you jump on the frame that you land, you can get like a little bit of a faster jump, and you can chain it through the whole level, and it looks really sick if you can see somebody just do it for a long period of time.
It's the funniest thing if you can chain it through most of the level. You just see a bouncy hog all the way through. Okay, looks good on Crispy's front.
As long
One
as you
box,
don't
very
get the gem,
nice.
it's a win in my book.
Yeah, and one box alone is as good as it gets as well.
So, Crispy's heading into the easily the hardest level in Island 1 and one of the hardest levels in the entire run, and that's Native Fortress.
Very true.
Cycles are a big deal here. Neither of them will go for the best cycles, but just kind of getting through here without waiting too much is just like what you want to try to do.
Yes, there there is a god cycle, but it's going to be way too difficult for these guys, so it's not really too much
Even
worth
like,
explaining.
there's only a couple of runners that, in general, that are capable of that.
I've started getting it down recently myself.
Love to hear that, man.
I really wanted to. So there, this level is full of traps everywhere and dangerous hazards, so you have to definitely be careful doing this one
It's one of
fast.
the, it's definitely one of the stops. Like when we get to this level casually, is where a lot of people just like quit or wait,
Crispy
come
got
back to it
pushed
later,
back.
just because it's like, you know.
So Crispy just did a
Argument
damage
over.
abuse with his mask there. Really good to get. You could just plow straight through the tier, the box stack there. It's really good to keep a mask here.
And Clock doesn't have that mask, so he's gonna have to wait there.
Go over, yeah. Oh, and another thing I should point out about this level, there's a lot of bouncing spots on this level, but we're actually spin jumping off them because bouncing in this game really slows you down, and I mean a lot.
Yeah, it halts your
So
momentum entirely when you bounce.
yeah,
So what you want to do in NST in general is if you can avoid bouncing, you want to. So it's
yeah.
routed into
So
the run to avoid it at all costs.
yeah,
Except
and the
you
torches,
have to.
the torches normally make you bounce unless you spin on them. So that's a cool little technique that we use to avoid spinning on them, bouncing on them. Sorry, no, we want to spin on them. Got a bit tongue twisted.
I mean, you can bounce on it if you want, dude.
No, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I would also say one of the trickiest things about native, especially in the speedrun scenario, is the climb with the logs and the bouncing pads. Doing them precisely is difficult.
To do this really fast, you have to release X at the perfect time each time, and you have to like. There's like 4 bouncy crates, so you have to hold it for the bounce, and then you have to like go at it at the perfect time, so you clip into the next one as soon as possible. And that's how you get the best cycles on a level. But it's not easy. It's really easy to mess it up.
And another thing with the logs,
and just miss it entirely.
if you like don't jump enough after spinning the log, you can sometimes get stuck inside the log, and it will just throw you back down again. So you don't want that to happen to you. Yeah,
Yep.
we love that, don't we?
It's a classic.
Mm. So that's Island 1. We are progressing quite well so far. And they've done it in under 12 minutes. That's pretty respectable. Indeed. um, I don't know what to say about Up the Creek, actually.
Up the
It's
Creek
just a
is
harder
the
version of
sequel to
Upstream.
Upstream. It is just a little bit longer. Same concept. You ride leaves. You jump to all other leaves.
Yeah. There was monkeys to dodge on this one too, and you want to be careful because
That monkey's a little,
you can't.
stand.
He will bounce you if he's still rolling, and sometimes if you're not careful, you can just bounce forwards and fall in the water.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Absolutely.
Oh, no fish snipe.
I'm looking forward to the next part of the one to talk about anyway. That's going to be the fun bit. With Peru and the Lost City. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we are heading into another boss fight. Obviously, Crispy head into it first, and that's
Yeah.
the second boss for Peru. There's some pretty neat strats here to make this boss go pretty fast. It's real pain casually to try and figure out how to do it. When you know how to do it fast, it's just a breeze. And I believe Crispy has 2 masks, or maybe 1. He has 2, so
Yes, too.
he's gonna go for the big boy strat right here. Look at this. Perfectly
Yeah,
timed.
that's really good. That's the first hit. And he should spin the next one.
Yep.
Nice. And
Was,
oh no, that's good. That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Very good fight.
That's basically how you do it. Yeah. I was surprised he did the. I know a lot of runners avoid the first hit, doing it like that. So it looks like Clock is gonna do that as well.
Very good on
He
Crispy's
He
one.
did it.
Very,
Too.
very good fight.
You have to time your jump really well there, but they both did it, which we'd love to see. Clock does this a little differently. Is he gonna get the?
No, he got it. That's still good.
Oh. He was really close to getting the frame perfect kill.
Oh, that's so cool. So when that
happens, going
happens,
for is trying to
he
get
just
that.
he just falls straight through the water. He doesn't jump to the front, and it saves like nearly 2 seconds. It's really cool, and it looks hilarious.
Pretty
So
good time save. It's really hard to get.
we want to probably the most daunting level of the whole one, actually, in my opinion, the Lost City. Why do you ask? Well, we're going to be going for the green gem here, because there's a level later called Castle Machinery, and if we have the green gem, we can skip that entire level. It's a big level, so we definitely want to be getting this gem. However, getting this gem is the hard part because you cannot die.
You can't die, except in the bonuses, you're allowed to die.
Yes, that's true.
So
yeah,
you can't die, but you can die.
Yeah, you can only die in bonuses, and this level is definitely one of the culprits for resets. That's all.
It's easy to die up on that 3rd floor, like really easy.
Absolutely, especially with the bats. So yeah, this one truly tests you if you want to go for good times.
Clock losing them masks, that ain't no good.
No.
You really going into the next level with masks is really useful, but he's not going to be able to get the 3rd mask form there.
Hopefully he doesn't miss the exclamation mark box because that's scary without a mask.
Oh, neither of them are going to have mask form temple runes.
No. Unfortunate. That's a lot of boxes as well.
Shame.
But let's hope that they both get through without dying.
That's the first bonus down. I didn't really talk about that, but I'll look at clock screen here and talk about the Brio bonus a little bit. This is the it's different from the original. The original didn't require bonuses for gems, but this one does. And the only 2 bonuses that you do in this run. You bounce on the TNTs, you bounce across here. It's not too bad. Not cheap.
Nice.
The other one, however, is a lot harder, as we're
Which
seeing.
Crispy is about to get to. You can go ahead talking about this one too if you want.
This one's really hard. Let's see what Crispy does here. Ideally, you want to not bounce at all. He's doing well. Okay, he's
Oh,
gonna
that was
have...
good.
Nice. Okay, so he did have to... Oh, no.
Oh, after all that, that's such a sad way to go.
No, he got a really good... He got a really good bonus. He was only gonna have to bounce on one of the crates, which is solid. Ideally, you don't want to have to bounce on any of them, but that gives Clock some time to catch back up.
It does.
So he's gonna bounce on both of these. What he could have done is bounce on one and bounce on the other, then he would have eliminated bounces on the other. But you know,
The problem there, though, is that the timer takes a while to actually kick in. So
yeah.
You can get away with that if you have like 3 boxes. 2 you
Like,
don't
Clock
usually.
is gonna opt to bounce on all of them. He was messing up the timing there.
Yeah, unfortunate, but this is how the bonus can go sometimes.
Yeah, as you can see, you can just see how slow having to bounce on all those is, and how effective it is if you use your spins correctly. Not having to bounce on any of them saves a lot of time. It is one of the hardest bonuses to do really well in the entire game.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's close for Clock. I almost thought he wasn't making that. Come on, Clock, you got this.
Safe makes me nervous. It almost feels more dangerous to like wait on the lizard.
Let's go. They both got the green gem. That's awesome.
You love to see it.
So now, because they now got this gem, as I said earlier, they can just blast through castle machinery very quickly by just taking the green gem platform immediately there. You'll see later.
Oh yeah, yeah. It saves like 30 or 40 seconds to get that, so it's a big save.
Even more when you're not at the top level though, because it's a whole level door skipping. So anyway, Temple Ruins. What to say about this?
Temple Ruins is the first temple level. Ideally, you would want third mass form here, but like right here where Crispy is, ideally you'd want to get third mass form there, but neither of them have the masks. But you do want to take 2 masks out of this at least for the next level.
Oh, definitely. So there's a few manipulations on this level, but they may be unknown to these runners. So
yeah, I'm unsure if they are aware. You can manipulate the cycles by triggering them early by jumping towards
like
areas and
halfway
coming
out and then back.
while you have to wait as it is.
Yeah, they're doing a good job though. This is an interesting race.
It's not.
Oh, that's unlucky. Clock got clipped by the flame, so he lost his jump.
I was just about to say, Clock isn't that far behind, and then
That's unfortunate.
that's gonna set him back.
See, here's another thing actually. The flames, the way they act is weird. Like, if you're not on the platform to begin with, they have like a really slow light, but if you're already on the platform, they'll light like really fast.
And it's important to mention that when you get hit by something in this game, it bounces you. And as I said earlier, bouncing is bad.
So
It halts your momentum. So if you're getting hit by a flame there, you're probably gonna die if you don't time to jump really well. Oh no.
Oh, Crispy died.
He was doing some. He was going for some cool strats there. I'm not sure why he avoided the TNTs with the full mass form.
Yeah.
When ideally, you just want to smash through.
Oh, he got a little bit stopped by the wall there. So you see that he's jumping on the ropes. This is actually the fastest way to do Road to Nowhere, but
No fear.
it can be scary because you have to often correct your position.
Yeah.
Because if you're too far off the edge, you're just likely gonna get slipped off the rope. So
Yeah, the rope
it's scary.
hitbox is pretty small. It's a little bit easier to do this on 60 FPS on PC, but they both just died at the same time.
Oh wow! This is entertaining though. They're both using the ropes though, so that's nice to see. I'm really liking what Crispy's doing now. This is really.
I love to see the rope
those
jumping.
ropes.
I love to see that. I would always do that when I did runs, and everyone would be like, "You're insane." I'm like, "You're all gonna do this one day," and now look at them. they're doing it.
So there is a few parts of this level where you actually are better off not using the
Oh
ropes.
man, they're both struggling here a bit.
Yeah. Well,
Might
so
make
you
this
see the
close, or-
icy slopes earlier. If you run off those, that's actually faster than jumping. That's obviously really optimal to do that though.
That's hard. I'll
It is
say that.
hard.
That's
It's
definitely the
definitely
hardest
hard.
strat in the level, I would say, getting the ice strat.
Yeah, without getting slowed by the next one as well. But that's a really cool part of the level if going really fast.
He finishes up there. These are notoriously some of the harder levels in the game and in the run.
Oh no, the
'cause-
bridge levels are notorious for giving people a hard time. So you can imagine this in the speed one setting as well, being
especially
even
you
more
gotta go
scary.
fast. You gotta play them even riskier than you normally would.
Aye. So yeah, we're back on another boulder level for Crispy and also Croc. They're really close together actually.
Yeah, after Boulder Dash, I'm gonna try to pay attention to their loadless timers and see.
Their loads are close together.
Their loadless
Yeah.
timer is actually, I believe, clock is 14 seconds behind Crispy. So even with all the deaths in the early game, this race is still coming back, which is great to see.
This is an amazing race there. So they're gonna be just jumping all the time here again, just like in the first boulder level. There's plenty of opportunities to jump here.
Oh yeah, and it's even longer than the other one. This is one of the longest levels in the run.
It is long.
Besides the one that comes
The
after
next
this
one?
one. Besides the next
Oh,
one,
yes.
probably is up there. And the next one is
The longest.
one of my favorite levels in the game.
Oh, Croc did a jump off the post, which actually is faster. That was really cool.
There's some neat little, small scenery things you can jump on. You can get a better line or whatever.
Yeah.
Some neat little small optimizations that shout out Panta. Panta loves all of that.
Panther loves these levels.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you're wondering who he is, he's one of the highest ranked time trialists in Class 1. So, yeah.
Got a
He's really good
23
at it.
12 and see what
23, 20 something? Like, I'm gonna estimate 5? No. 7? 6. Close.
I got it. So yeah, this is a close race. This is very close. And Sunset
Yeah.
Vista could definitely
Oh,
put
this
it-
is where it's going to get interesting. This level has all kinds of surprises up its sleeves.
It's an extremely cycle intense level. As you can see, Crispy playing it a little bit safe. Probably just wasn't comfortable going with those bats because those bats, they're scary, man.
Very. The scary thing about them is their hitbox being very deceiving.
Yeah, their
actually.
hitbox is awful, and if you don't time your spins correctly, then you're gonna get hit 100% of the time. So.
And there's even a chance that sometimes they can just push you back.
Oh, I
after a
love
spin.
that. Tangway
Don't
classic.
you just love that there?
That's a Tangway classic, especially when it's on the top floor and it turns you around and you just die. It's great.
Yeah. They're doing pretty good job on the bottom floor though, both of them.
Yeah.
So this level has like 4 floors. That's why it's so long.
Oh
Whereas
yeah.
the Lost City has 2.
I'm curious to see if either of these guys are going to go for this checkpoint up here, because this checkpoint does lose a lot of time to go for it, but it is safe. I'm curious to see if they
About
both
5
skip it,
seconds,
one of them
if not
gets
more.
it. I'll be disappointed if either of them gets it, I'm going to be honest. Okay, Crispy skipping.
Skip. Let's go.
Because
There's
if
an
you
even
go get that
harder-
checkpoint, those pusher cycles there are triggered when you start to reach it a bit. So and if you go get that checkpoint, it's triggered and you come out and you have to wait for them. It's legitimately like 15 seconds. So it's a long wait. Let's see if the clock skips it. And he
Let's
is. Okay.
go.
Okay.
I expected them to anyway, with the times they have.
Yeah, with just in the race format, you never know if they're playing it safe or not.
Very true. That's a good point to say.
Oh,
Oh no, Croc died.
got it.
Oh, that's a huge death. That's a
Oh, he
massive
should have got it. How well heck.
That's so
Bet he regrets
unfortunate.
not getting it now. That is huge, because he has to do this entire climb again. That's easily a 30-second time loss. If I had to wager.
Oh, Crispy doing all of the 3D ranges there. That's really sick.
Grabbing this
That was a
mask
good job.
Oh, you better do this. Ah. He didn't do the
Nah,
coolest right with it, though.
I don't think he knows it there. But that saves quite a bit of time too if you skip that cycle.
What you can do with that mask is you can skip you can do a 3D range. If you time it really well, you can do a 3D range around and under the pushers, and you can even grab the first set of boxes too and make the cycle. It's insane to see. It's used more so in all gems runs than it is here.
Definitely.
Unless it started to be used in any percent, I don't know. Maybe it has been.
Come on, Croc, make that set point this time, please.
He's got it. He's past the hard part, I'd say.
Yeah, he's past it now. It's that one frame sometimes can be a bit janky. Okay, we're good. And that did lose him a lot of time in the race though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was a close race, but that's gonna, allow Crispy to gain a substantial lead.
It's only getting harder now though. We're getting to the hard stages of the 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, it does not get easier. I don't think either of these guys will go for the Qualcomm skip.
No, I don't think they know. But we could be wrong.
I would love to be wrong, but I highly doubt it. If either of them goes for it, maybe Crispy. I doubt Clock will do it.
Oh, that jump Croc went for that scared me a bit there. So let's find out.
Okay, he's not switching. He's not menuing, so I doubt he's doing it.
Nah, understandable.
Unless he has the real chat energy, does it without menuing.
It can save a lot.
Yeah, you'd say like 10 seconds.
But also, not
this
going
is
for
Qualcomm. Since they're not doing the skip, I could talk about it a little bit. It's an RNG boss fight. You have to hit him 4 times, and he will either walk all the way to the left, in the middle, he'll stay right there. The fastest thing you can get is him just kind of throwing it right away, and no mines being on the way. The mines are also a factor in being able to hit the rocks back at him. And he can lose a lot of time if he's not very cooperative.
Yeah. I should also point out that it's the third health where the double minecarts come together. Only the third health, strangely, not the fourth health. So the third one can be the most awkward sometimes.
Kong. There is a skip here you can do if you can do a squeeze clip and clip off one of the big rocks he gets thrown, and if you do it correctly, you can get behind the invisible wall and you go spin him twice and he dies. But it's really hard. It's just the hardest trick in the game. So
yeah, sorry to see that, Croc. Sorry that happened. That was a rough death. It's a really big one. One of the biggest.
For Crispy to make mistakes though, so I wouldn't count Clock out of it yet.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Clock is in Heavy Machinery, which is actually my favorite level
Crispy.
in Crash 1. Okay, that's not where you want to go.
Oh, no.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone down there in any percent run. That's just funny.
It's because he bounced off the hot bike.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So here. Thanks, Crispy.
Oh no! Race.
See, you can make the race interesting for us.
Yes. Oh dear, he loses all his masks as well.
Yeah, the area he fell into.
Oh my god, Crispy! He died again.
The initial area he fell into is funny because you think normally, oh, you're gonna die, you fell down there, and then all of a sudden there's this secret little area with some boxes. And
yeah, you actually need to
die, and then he comes back up and dies again. That's comedy.
There's a hidden Brio token down there. They are very crafty to put it down there.
Yeah, the hint is it's like the two robots, and then there's a middle gap between them. That's like your hint that something's down there.
Yeah.
It's a neatly
So
hidden
Crispy
secret.
did not skip the checkpoint, but I understand that because it's a very small time save anyway.
Those mistakes definitely let Clock catch up here a
Clock
little
have a
bit.
chance.
Makes
Yeah.
it more interesting.
Hopefully Clock doesn't repeat.
Hopefully he does not.
So then this level's got lots and lots of
Oh no,
tight
bro,
jumps.
that's really long.
No.
Dying in this level is really
Oh.
punishing. The
Right at the
checkpoints
end
are
of the
scattered.
section.
Yeah, the checkpoints are really scattered in heavy machinery. So
Okay, this race is close again now.
oh, it's very close. Oh, it's very close.
Guys, this just got interesting. By the way, these Steam vents are very deceiving hitboxes as well. Even if it looks like you're gonna get past it, it has like a really square-shaped hitbox. So, if it looks like they're past it, they're actually not past it. If you're like really close.
But it's funny because when it starts to die down, you can like jump into it really early.
Yeah,
because the hitbox goes away immediately, even though the steam is still there. You grabbing that mask?
Croc missing the mask.
He's like, I'll get this mask form, or I'll be damned.
They're also going for the boxes. Nice. That's good in mask form.
Ideally, you'd actually want to pop up and get the third mask form up top, where the
because it will pull you down instantly fast there.
It'll pull you down instantly fast, and then if you were a Chad, you'd skip all these pipes with it, but that's really, really hard, so...
Extremely hard. I don't even do it in mask form there. This race is really exciting again now, actually.
So
they're very close.
At a 32 something here. We'll see what... Yeah, they're both on the box screen at the same time.
I think they're both going to have a very close loaders at the end of this bit.
5, and he's going to have a 20-something too, I think. Because there's a lot of box.
Oh, Croc's ahead. Croc's overtaken.
Clock is ahead by 4 seconds. Yeah, Clock's ahead by 4 seconds after that.
This is a really good race. I love this.
Well, this is Cortex power. Oh, well, it's okay. He can get the other one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one of the two you get.
It's pretty, like, there's not really a difference. As long as you get mass form in either spot.
Something you may all notice about this level is the camera angle. It's a unique camera angle that you don't see anywhere else. It's kind of weird.
Trip you up. Especially with the backtracking you have to do for boxes in this level.
Yeah. The completion side of this level was quite difficult if going optimally.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But for any percent, it's pretty straightforward if you have the mask. You don't even have to wait for any electric.
That jump at the end can be a little scary. Steve Clock gets it too.
Actually, you're right, Johnny. I guess the Hog levels do, but they're still kind of a bit of a different angle to Cortex Power. They're more of a straight angle.
I think I think the cameras in the Hog levels are bad, but that's just me.
Oh no, they're not wrong. They're laggy and
especially
unoptimized.
You won't see it in this run, but Whole Hog is really bad.
Whole Hog is so laggy there. They did not optimize that camera. So, generator room. I would
one of the hardest
rate
levels in the run.
As actually probably my least favorite in the entire one. Actually, this is just terrifying.
It's hard. The jumps are scary.
Yeah, especially these ones here that Crispy got to. Like they look like you could make them away from the edge, but you definitely want to be at the edge. Yeah,
it's really deceiving.
If you're feeling confident to go for diagonals, that's when the level gets truly scary.
Oh, Clock's going for that mass form strat. I love to see it. It is slower, but I love to see it.
Yeah.
The only reason this mass form isn't faster is because you have to wait on the cycle. Let the cycles go up and down, and you don't get to just go.
That honestly depends, though. If it's the optimal cycle, then yes, it's actually.
We don't talk about that, and they're even on our screens. Look at that.
Oh, Crispy died again. Yeah, this is awesome.
Uh,
But yeah, it depends on the cycle you're
I'm
on for
literally
that
at the same
master
spot
form.
on my screen.
Yeah,
Both on the
same.
platform at the same time. That's so cool.
This is an insane RTA right now. And their loaders is so close together anyway that there's really not much in the race.
Like,
Wow, this is a photo
I have
finish
both
now.
the screens on on two of my monitors, and it's just they just hit the portal at the same exact time for me. It's insane.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane a race. Croc will be further ahead now though.
Oh yeah.
He would have gained like
Clock
another
about
10 seconds.
20 seconds, not quite 20 seconds.
15.
15 seconds ahead. They're both going to toxic base, and I think Clock is going to get third mass form here, where Crispy is not. So Clock will pull a little bit more ahead.
That's like 4 seconds, by the way.
Yeah. Mass form is really beneficial here because toxic waste is straight. It's just a straight line. That's it. So,
Unfortunately, Croc didn't grab some boxes on the side there as he went. That's a really good thing to do as well.
oh my god, that's
He went for them. Oh my god, yes.
You saw what I'm talking about? Holy crap!
Oh my word.
Able to do that, but holy crap!
Yep, so Croc having a good toxic waste so far. Ah,
That's unfortunate.
and hopefully he can keep at least one because he does know how to do hyper jump.
I saw him in here before the race. I saw him practicing doing it without taking a damage. I'm like, you're insane.
So to do this strat I just talked about, oh, he's just lost his mask. That's really unfortunate. You need to keep
Didn't
the
die
mask
though.
from here.
Didn't die.
Every time. Nope, didn't die. It's really tricky to save masks for the next 3 levels. Really tricky. Especially with the high road in Norway.
Not dead.
Indeed, not dead. And they're still 15 seconds
I forgot
apart.
about Pinstripe. Totally. I thought High Road was next.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nope.
Pinstripe is next boss in this game. It's pretty straightforward. You kind of want to hit him at a certain time, so you want to wait for him to cross, and then when he crosses back over,
Croc did not
and
wait.
you hit him. And doing it this way will skip cycles. And I
Yeah, Crispy knew to rate one cycle, which is actually faster. It saves like 3 seconds. Because
Yeah.
you'll see now why it's faster, because Croc didn't do it. So he actually jumps on the table and starts shooting again. It's actually slower. That's why we skipped the first health, because then he jams his gun on the left side, where you want him to be, for the 4th health.
Perfect
So-
Pinstripe fight from Crispy there.
Crispy. Crispy will save some time on Croc now.
Very well done.
This is a really awesome race. I'm loving this.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's a lot closer than I anticipated.
So-
Like I think that's what I said at the beginning. Is I
This
feel
will
like
be about
Crash
12
Bandicoot
seconds
goes
now.
away.
10 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds
Here's the
now.
high road, and this probably will. You know, I think we might see a lead exchange or a lead extended here.
They had trouble on Road to Nowhere, so I'm banking they're gonna have maybe some same sort of trouble on the high road as well.
Really far.
Crispy going for
Let's
those
play it a little bit
jumps
safer.
like a beast.
So, he's got to rely on Crispy to make a mistake with the jumps.
Yeah, Crispy going all out.
Yep, there it is.
They both
Oh, no!
died at the same time again.
Oh,
That's happened
God.
to Road to Nowhere as well.
Oh, man.
This is wow.
Oh,
This is
Crispy died again.
ah.
This run's hard. And at least, hey, at least this game is nice. Not like Crash 2 or 3. This game gives you a lot of lives, so these guys aren't gonna game over.
That's true.
Crash 2 or 3 is a different story, but Crash 1 gives a lot of lives.
Yeah.
Oh, the turtle. The turtle death. That's unfortunate.
Oh no! Ninja
Rough high
Turtle.
road for Crispy. Clock's gonna pull out the lead here, for sure, as long as he doesn't mess up the ending.
Oh, Croc went for a really risky bounce onto that rope.
That's chat energy. That's really hard to do.
Yeah. You can get so yeeted off the rope landing from a bounce like that. This is a really close race still.
Absolute
Regardless of what
Chad
happens to both
average
runners.
stock on that high road.
So, the next level
19-second difference.
is also what I would say to be one of the hardest in the run because there's only one checkpoint in this level. Only one checkpoint. And it's a long level. It's like 2.5
If you die enough,
minutes
you can
long.
get another one.
Yeah, but that's
You
we don't
get the
talk about
pity.
that, Cam. We don't talk about that.
We've all
So,
been there. You've been
yeah,
there.
definitely. So there is a hyper jump I talked about on this level, but unfortunately they both don't have a mask, so we're not gonna
Well, like I
be seeing
said, Clock was practicing doing the platform thing.
damageless. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
damageless one. Really
I would
precise.
like to see him hit because that's really cool. And Crispy
Oh,
died.
Crispy died! Oh, one of the worst levels to
Throw
die
it.
on.
Throw it.
Come on,
I
Clock.
wonder if the Clock is on PB pace.
I would say so. And he's the underdog of the race, and he's winning it right now.
Yeah, he is easily the underdog.
Let's go, Clock.
I really want people to pay attention to Clock's point of view right now because
Definitely.
he was practicing the damageless hyper jump on his stream before the race started. So let's see if he can get it. He's coming up to it here shortly.
A few more times there. So
Really
where
difficult.
Clock is now is
Really
one of the
difficult
worst
that
places to
damageless now.
die.
Surprised to see him getting it. So
Let's see if he times it
gonna wait
right.
it out to go for it again here. It looks
Oh,
like.
he jumped over the box.
Oh, he just said, "I'm getting this."
He got it! Oh my god!
Okay, that's
Oh,
nice.
we didn't get it the whole way. No.
You got a little bit too stuck. Ideally, you want to take that up on top of the ceiling, and if you can get on top of the ceiling, you can walk across the whole level. Don't have to wait on any cycles. Nothing.
So I did my homework finding a scenery cube
That's
for that, and
insane.
that's what
Damageless,
Clock used.
I'm surprised. Like, you saying, "Oh, I get this more consistently than Spike," that just blew my mind. I'm like, really? Like, that's insane to me. That's such a precise.
Yeah, I
way to do
actually
it.
found a queue for when to jump for that, and people started using that queue, so it's really nice.
I
It's
mean, I
like
imagine that
in
saves
between
time to
two
do that
cracks.
if you
It
get up
does.
there. Yeah.
I'm
That was
very
close
proud
call.
he got that, and he definitely jumped exactly where I said to jump.
Oh, Clock. Oh, Clock. You're so lucky that those birds' hitboxes are forgiving.
No, yes, that was really close. Crispy's having a hard time as well.
This level's hard. This level's hard. Especially as you said, there's no checkpoints at all. Like once you get past that checkpoint there, you're not gonna get another one.
Yeah, I saw Crispy die again earlier, just now.
So Clock is pulled very far ahead as he heads into Lights Out, which in the any percent run is the only level themed this way. The theme of this level is you have to grab a mask, it gives you light, and you can see. And if you don't have a mask, that's when the level gets a little bit scary because then it's just dark and you kind of have to either die and get a mask
Crispy
again.
died again.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, it's such a punishing level to die on, Simply. It's just such
That's
massive
rough.
deaths.
So rough.
Yeah, I feel for Crispy.
He's just
So
gonna
there,
take a breather and take it slow and finish strong. I think he can do it.
Lights Out
It's
can be
really
a bit
easy to
deceiving.
snowball when you just start making mistakes like that, especially in the race. There's that race pressure.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So Lights Out can be a bit deceiving at times, like there, for instance, where you don't actually see the platform appearing until after you already jumping out. So,
yeah, the light doesn't light up until you're like reaching it. So unless you know it's coming ahead of you, it's really difficult to.
unless you know what to expect there.
Yeah.
But I definitely been caught out by that first time, those jumps. That is true, Corgo. The first checkpoint on George, which is the next level that Clock will be going into, It's a long way, the first checkpoint. A really
There we
long
go,
way.
Crispy.
Yay, Crispy's through.
He
Congrats
did it.
to him.
He did it. Crispy is very far behind after that, though.
Yeah.
The whole level behind now. So that's
Croc
tough.
has
That was a
every
really close race up
possibility to
until
win
that.
this now.
I wouldn't say it's over.
No, it's not over because of Jaws.
Still got
Because of
Jaws.
this first
Still got
checkpoint
the
on
lab,
Jaws.
and you still got Brio and Cortex. So
Yeah.
mistakes are easily made on all of those things.
This first checkpoint on Jaws, especially.
So if Clock's on PB pace, I kind of hope that one of those screw him up. I'd like to see him PB.
Absolutely. It's what we all wanted today. We were like, Croc, you must PB today. So yeah, this back section that is going to, you have to be a bit careful because there's a flame coming up that doesn't light until you literally looking straight at it. So, Croc will probably maybe damage abuse over it, or damage abuse onto the torch, which is a safer way of doing it. Very nice. And then we have a bunch of fast-moving falling pillars, and unfortunately, he died.
Well, okay, so that's not too bad because
Crispy also
right
died there.
It is a death, but the checkpoint's right there. It sets him back a little bit, but it's not the end of the world.
This is a tricky section to do fast, getting all of the jumps, right?
It is. If you don't have a good
There's
cycle
a lot of
there, it's really
diagonals.
hard to jump between them.
Yeah. There's also a jump near where Croc is now that, if timed wrong, is also hard to make.
There's also a jump over here that you can jump straight to the end.
Yes, but
I'm sure both of them will do that easily.
that jump at the end is nearly impossible. By the way,
Fun fact about that jump: there's a jump like by that. If you're familiar with the game, there's a Cortex token, and you can jump straight over the end, and the camera kind of hacks up. Anyway, at SGDQ 2018, me and Depcow, who is a world record holder in this category, we did a 2-player 1-controller run of this, and we got that jump first try. Just saying.
Wow.
Just saying.
That would be fun.
Thoroughly impressed with ourselves. It's really hard though. Nobody does it in runs. Nobody will ever do it in an
Croc
RTA
died.
run.
Croc died right near the end, so we had a.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I was watching. Why is that any finish?
I was taking a look at Clock's or Crispy's screen there. I didn't see that.
Yeah, Croc had a pretty big one there. He even went for the safe method of not doing diagonals as well. These final courses are sometimes very weird acting.
Yeah, they're programmed really well, man. They can glitch out. They can just like
desync very suddenly sometimes.
Yeah, desyncs and it'll close and then it'll open, then it'll instantly close again, and that happens almost 100% of the time when you come out of the bonus. It's right there.
No, tell me about it. That's the worst time as well. Come on, Crispy. You got this. Don't die here.
Good use of the mask damage across the fire. That's one thing that the masks are really good for too.
So, we got castle machinery. This is where I said about the green gems being really useful, and this is exactly why it's really useful. This is how long the level is when you have the green gem. That's all. Just that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the mask. Okay.
Oh yeah.
He had a mask. I thought he was dead.
He's hopefully just one straight.
That's not even his fault. So
no way. That's
the thing we were talking about in Sunset, where the bat just pushes you back for no discernible reason.
That's unfair. That's not fair.
It's unfair. It's unfair. 100% not his fault.
Honestly, that's one of the worst cases I've seen of being pushed back by bats as well. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's awful. That's just unlucky. So we got Clock and Brio as Crispy takes another death.
Poor Crispy.
I feel for him. I feel for the man.
I really feel for him right now, yeah. Especially with the bats.
So the idea here in Embryo is you wait out his purple potions, and then you jump on the green ones as he throws them out. Clock's taking it. Ooh. Okay.
Croc
So I'm
might
not
not
sure.
know this
He
strat.
definitely doesn't do the crazy strat, but I'm sure he'll do the
Yeah,
normal
I think
strat.
he'll do the second fastest Brio strat at the end.
Yeah, there's a strat where you can jump on his head really early here, but
You need a
I
good
think he'll do the
scenery
safer
cue for
method
that.
for sure, and it still looks really cool. Oh
Oh,
no!
no! Oh!
That's rough. That's
That's a big
that's
death.
rough. That gives Crispy a huge advantage because that's right at the end of the fight. So he has to do the entire thing again, and
He's
that's
still
minutes.
ahead though.
Something similar happened to me once. I was like on 42 pace, and that happened to me, and then I got a 44, and I was very upset.
Yeah. We
Very
all died
upset.
there at late
It's
game
big.
before.
Just to kind of tell you how much time that loses. It's a minute
We were
and a half
talking
at
about
least.
Depp earlier. He lost a 41 pace one a few months ago to Brio. Same place.
It's just gonna happen. You just never expect it to happen, and it does.
Yeah.
We'll judge the
So-
load list here after they both exit Brio. I think
Yeah,
Clock is
we'll have
still
to-
definitely ahead, but
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't die again.
if he dies again,
Because-
that's okay. There he goes.
No! He did!
Oh,
off the
he moved
side.
too far.
Oh.
He moved too much there.
Yeah.
That's rough,
That's what
man.
I noticed too.
He's still ahead, but now it's a race again. It's a race again.
Yes. Oh my word. Yeah, so basically what he did there is he moved too much diagonally to the right. You want to be in the center of the screen, always running into the wall. And that's what Croc didn't do, and that's why he died. But also, when you jump on him for the first time, you have to do like a full bounce, and then just center yourself and just run into the wall. That's the safest way of doing that.
And what he's trying to do is it skips having to it skips 3 cycles of having to hit his Hulk face. You
It's
just
a
stand
2
on top of
cycles,
it and
yeah.
just continuously do the damage. And it saves a lot of time.
This
So let's see if
braces
Fox
is...
can get it this time. I really hope he gets it this time.
Come on, Croc. Come on,
You
Croc.
got this, buddy.
Fair enough.
Okay,
I
he's
understand
playing it
for him opting out there after 2 deaths of that.
So you can see what this skips. If you are able to jump on his head and stay on it, you don't have to wait for all these animations and all this like that. So he's gonna play it safe. He doesn't want to die again. Doesn't want to lose the race. So
No.
that's fair.
He
That's
did lose
understandable.
him a PB opportunity,
Did
though.
Crispy die?
Yes, I think he did. Yes, he
Oh
did.
no.
Rainbow confirmed it. I was looking at Croc all this time, too.
Yeah, me too. I didn't want to. I want to see if Clock's gonna
Rainbow
die again.
confirmed it.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Crispy went for the fastest strat. Wow, respect.
That's respect. I don't even. When I did rounds, I didn't do it.
Let's see if he gets it this time then. It's apparently he knows what to do. Yep, Cortex. Absolutely Cortex. Cortex is still a big decider
There's
of this
a
race.
really good clip of me losing a run on Cortex. Most people who run this game have seen it. His hitboxes on his shots are a bit ridiculous. So there we go. That's the strat.
Very
Stand on his
nice.
head
That was
and
awesome.
heck him.
That saved 6 seconds over the other strat, by the way. Well, up to 6 seconds if you land on the perfect frame where he doesn't even walk forwards and just beats his chest.
I don't. Unfortunately, with Brio, if Brio didn't happen, Clock would have definitely PB'd, but
Yeah, that's what I was saying
definitely
earlier.
not
It's a
anymore,
very
unfortunately.
sad. He had a really good shot at PB though. Oh, Croc died to the electric.
Oh heck, making it close, man.
Yeah, this has been cut really close now.
See what this locus is after the lab. Clock was like, you know what, Crispy, I see you're struggling. I'm just gonna die in Brio a couple times, make this even.
This has been a great start to the relay.
Oh, this is been a super entertaining race. It's been really back and forth. So. Crispy was ahead at the beginning, Clock was ahead in the end game. Now it's pretty tied up, I'd say.
Yeah, but I'm just paying attention to the loaders timer right now. I think Clock is definitely still ahead though.
I think Clock is ahead, and as long as he doesn't screw up Cortex, then he's got this win. But
yeah,
you never know.
Cortex is a huge decider. He is tough on
Great
Clash
Hall might
1.
decide it. Wait a second.
Great Hall, ooh, hardest
dropped
level in the
inputs.
game.
You dropped X input there.
Yeah, Great Hall is the hardest level, guys. One really difficult frame perfect jump.
Oh, oh yeah. All right. We got
Not
Clock
as a
going into
gamer though, because he
Cortex.
didn't die.
So this is the final boss of the game, and this is
Here's a
where
decider.
we'll be jumping into Crash 2 soon.
So he starts off not too bad. He only shoots a few purple balls. I should also point out that you can only spin the green balls into Cortex. Anything else will kill you. You have to only spin the green balls. But yeah, as each health progresses, it gets harder and harder, and the second to last health is really difficult with the barrage.
Pretty close to PB. I think he could get a. Could he get a 54? Not sure how long these last 3 hits take. He might be able to pull out a 54, which isn't that far off of his PB.
No, Croc's on the hard health now, where he just shoots loads of purple balls really rapidly. This is the health most likely to kill you.
Oh, he did it. Look at that.
Croc has done it. Croc has done it.
He's a 54, 40.
Croc wins.
54-40.
Class
54-40 for Clock. He split a little late. That was a 40. And we're gonna be heading.
Congratulations, Croc.
Heading into Crash 2. G Clock. And we got Crispy about to finish his run up here.
Yeah, we noticed Croc. We definitely were not paying attention to that timer. I'm really sorry that happened to do. Yeah, we noticed Croc. We definitely were not paying. GG to both, indeed. Come on,
we got Crispy finishing up here. He's gonna nab himself a 56. So that's still pretty close relay race. If the other 2 teams, definitely not over.
GG to both. Great start to the relay.
It was a fun race. Start. Good job, guys.
And best of luck to Crash 2. One is next.
Crash 2.
All right, we
got Trayful and Tappy.
Yep, we are setting everything up right now. Hope everyone's been enjoying the stream so far. Wonderful commentary for that race. We're going to be swapping out Jamie for Rico, which should be a lot of good fun. Thank you very much for your contribution, Jamie. It was a lot of fun having you on.
I appreciate you having me here, and thank you for this, and best of luck for the rest of this race. I will be watching.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. This race, I will be watching.
All right, thank you very much. Oh, I had echo for a second. Okay, we are going to hold on before we start. Just currently trying to figure out some audio things and set up. We'll hopefully get Rico in here. I wonder where he is. What were your thoughts on the race, Cam?
I thought it was a really entertaining race. It was back and forth. There was a lot of moments where it was like, who's gonna win this? It was that happened a lot. So I thought it was really entertaining. And it was pretty close. 2-minute difference. Not a big difference at all. Can easily come back and forth between Crash 2 and 3.
Yep. I'm really looking forward to it. I apologize for the there's setup problems here. I need to hurry up because Gaffy is already off. So I need to try and sort everything out.
Gaffy started?
Yeah, Gaffy is going strong. I'm just going to be
okay.
Going. Cam, if you want to take over and just from Gaffy's screen.
Yeah.
I'm here, by the way.
Hi.
Yo, what's
Hello.
up?
Oh, welcome, Rico.
We're chilling. We got Gaffy in Turtle Woods, which is everyone's favorite level.
Oh yeah, Turtle Woods is it's something.
So this game's a little different from the other one. You can slide. You can slide really fast.
Yeah.
Gaffy's doing really well here.
Yeah. So Crash 2 and 3 have a technique called the Hob Slide, which was found, I want to say, like a few months into the game's release, and it was really, it was like really revolutionary when it was found. Basically, how it works is that if you do a slide spin and you like jump mid slide spin and touch the ground before the spin ends, as long as you keep that chain going of slide spins, you just get this really, really long, like there's really fast speed boost. And like you see like these basic slide spins, and then you see just the Hob Slide, and it's basically just a world of difference.
The difference is insane. Crash 2 is a little different than Crash 1 in the fact that there's warp rooms and you can kind of go in the order that you want. The order is generally decided. Oh no, that's rough.
Oh, that's really rough opening death.
That he was going for a whole skip there with a mask form. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. He's a little too far left. So he's gonna have to do this without mask form, which is not the worst thing.
Yeah, in any percent, it's not really a big deal. In like 100% and 102%, that'd probably just be a run reset.
Yeah.
The ice patch is really bad to break crates without mass form. But yeah, routing in this game in Crash 3 is kind of just dictated by like what levels you need triple mask in. So this first warp room, you kind of just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because the mass form isn't really vital in any level except for level 4.
Trey just had an excellent Turtle Woods. Excellent.
Yeah, Turtle Woods is like, it's a notoriously really rough first level. It's pretty widely disliked by most people, as I can gather. But
I blame the rain.
As a showcase for like what the run is, what you're capable of the run, I think it's a very good one because like the level layout just is prime to a lot of hop slides.
Look at Trey. Trey's killing it. I saw him practicing a lot.
Yeah, Trey is going for the double slides, which are honestly, I think those were an addition to the run within the last year.
Yeah, it's within the last year. Double slide is you can buffer another slide, and so as soon as you land, if you're holding, or you could do a double slide like 3 or 4 different ways. But essentially, what you do is when you land, you slide twice, and that it saves a lot of time. It saves frames every time you do it. If you do it a lot throughout a level, when you can't hop slide.
Yeah.
So anytime you make a jump, you want to do it.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like we knew it was possible for a long time, but there wasn't really, we didn't know how to do it consistently. And then within the last year, the setups for it were just found. And then it just got integrated into the run. So basically any spot where you're not hob sliding, but like you're still like jumping, it's a good idea to do a double slide. Also note with Hang 8, yeah, so that was the timer gem, which you get for reaching the end of the level before the timer runs out. You don't actually want to grab any gems for a similar reason to why you don't grab it in Crash 1 in like boulders and Hog Wild. It just loses a lot of time to have Crash throw an extra item up in the warp room. Like you can see how long it takes for him to throw even the crystal up. So like, if you just add a gem to it, it's
like 7 seconds. I think
it's that, and then it causes a cutscene where Brio talks to you, which you would otherwise not see in the run. So it loses a lot of time to grab a gem by accident. 7 seconds.
It usually happens in Cold Hard Crash if it does happen.
Yeah. So yeah,
we got We got Gappy in the pits where this is one of the most important. This is the most important triple mask in the warp because it allows you to hop slide through the birds without slowing down.
Yeah, it's really important because these birds cannot be spun in normal circumstances, so you would have to jump over them and drop the hob slide. But with the invincibility, you can just run right through them.
Yep.
I saw Gaffy go for like a backup hob slide there. That is one of the nice things, especially about the PC version of the game, where hob slide is more possible due to the 60 FPS increases Crash's falling speed. So hob sliding is much easier and possible in more spots. So there's a lot of places where you can just, like, if you drop a hob slide, you can just find a backup by just jumping on some scenery.
Yeah, there's a lot of cute backup spots in this game. But sometimes Crash 2 is a little punishing with it. Sometimes if you drop one, you just, yeah, you're screwed. It's over.
Yeah, there's, like, even though the tech is the same between... Yeah, even though the tech is the same between Crash 2 and 3, the way it's applied is pretty different. Crash 2 is a lot of, like, really short bursts of hob slides, but there's a really high frequency of them. And then Crash 3, as we'll see later on, is there's fewer hob slides, but they're very, very long, and sometimes they just go for the entire level.
This is probably the level. Crash Dash's first boulder level, and it has the hardest hop slides in the warp. There's a lot of like little tiny in the ground ones that you might see him go for here. Yeah, Gappy missed it.
Yeah, those are really rough ones. Like, they're even with like the more lenient window on PC of hob slides, those ones are very difficult to do.
Those ones are super hard. Super hard.
Yeah, the big thing with chase levels is really just memorization. A lot of the times when people see like a Crash speedrun for the first time, they're like, man, how do you do the chase levels? And it's really just, it's memorizing the layouts.
100 times and then you'll remember what's coming. And that's all it is. That's all it comes down to. Trey opting out of the whole skip there. I don't blame him in a race.
Yeah, the whole skips in, like, a lot of the whole skips in the game aren't too bad, but then there's like the ones in this level and a few other ones that are really, really risky. And they save like, you know, maybe a few seconds, so in a race I would definitely understand not going for them. Alright, so Gaffy's finished the warp room, which means he's going to the first boss now, Ripperoo. Who's yeah, it's the hardest boss in the history of video gaming. Like, I can't believe I even got past this as a kid.
Honestly, we could turn the stream off after this boss because it doesn't get better than this.
Yeah. You see how he's very strategically just standing in the left corner. It's very difficult stuff. And then, you know, when he mixes up the phases, now he has to stand in the right corner.
I can hear the sweat drips from here, from Gaffy. I can tell it's a really stressful boss fight here, so it looks to be extremely difficult.
I have two funny anecdotes with this fight actually. The first one is that I remember there was one time that XQC was streaming Crash 2 NST casually, and he kept game overing it in this fight and talking about how bullshit it was, which I just thought was hilarious. And then also one time when I was doing an offline run of the original version of Crash 2 for the game over abuse category, where you do this fight with 0 lives. I got a misinput and slid into the nitros and died and game over in this fight, and was really glad it was offline.
Yeah, if you screw around too much, you can definitely mess up in this. Sorry for my silence there. I was interrupted. Not much to talk about in Ripperoo, thankfully. So.
Gaffy just bringing up his
the friends list.
Yeah, bring up the friends list there on Steam, just showing off a little bit.
Like how popular I am.
I know, right? Jeez. After a
really
stressful
popular.
fight like Ripperoo, he needs to show off all his boys supporting him in the background. Love that.
What did Gaffy have there? An 3x there? Out of the
Something
warp?
like that. Yeah, now he's going into Crash Crush, which I remember a time when Crash Crush was like the nice break from like all the other insanity in the game.
Not so
But
much level in the work.
yeah, now it's like one of the hardest levels in the run. Like this level got developed so much
Let's see if
after
Gabby gets
the
this.
run transition to PC.
Beautiful. That
He
one's
did.
hard.
That has to be one of the hardest.
No!
No,
No,
okay,
at least he got that hob.
Yeah.
That hob is really, really hard.
Yeah,
So
he wins in my heart. And then the
He does
one
win
with the
in my
rock
heart.
is also really hard. Like, there's like 3 or 4 hob slides in this level that are just like extremely difficult.
Yeah,
And
they're very. A lot of the hob slides, especially in Crash 2, work very differently. There's like low ones, there's high ones, and sometimes they'll give you something that we call a flat spin. So you have to push, and that rock is an example of that. You can't just go up high and trigger a hob slide and do it. You have to push your face into the side to avoid the flat spin, and then you can bring the hob slide down. So each hob slide is individually really different, which is one thing that makes the run really hard, because you have to be accustomed to every hob slide, every height, and every different, you know, every hob slide's different.
Crazy thing is that like, with how difficult this level is, this is the last level in 102%, I think, or it's like one of the last 2. It's always like this or the eel deal. So like like again, like when this run was on PS4, it's like, or even like before the level got developed to the difficulty at that, now it's like, oh, Crash Cross, nice peaceful ending to like a 2-hour run, and now it's just like the most stressful,
Please don't
torturous
die.
ending to a 2-hour run.
Please don't die.
I feel like every
going
single
into
like
bear.
full, I feel like every full completion category in this game has like a really stressful ending.
It's true. They do all. They all do.
Yeah, so the way bears work in this game is like kind of similar to the original Crash 2. You want to charge, but Crash can only charge for a finite amount of time, and then afterwards there's a cooldown of a few seconds where you just have to move normally. But you can get around that by jumping before the charge ends, and then the moment you land, you can just charge immediately again.
The difference between OG Bear and NST Bear is you kind of just want to keep chain jumps. You don't want to charge that much in OG, right? But here, you want to extend that charge as much as you can to get more speed.
In OG, if you charge and then immediately jump, a lot of the momentum gets carried into the jump. In NST, it's a bit different. The momentum doesn't really carry, so you want to hold the charge for as long as you can. So it's similar in concept, but a little different in execution.
Yeah. Oh no, Trey. Oh no. He got messed up by that orca.
They are killer whales.
It's true.
So Gaffy's an air crash, and the way this level is done is very interesting.
Saves load this time, the way this is done.
Yeah. I would say with fast loads it saves real time at this point too.
Might. Yeah, it might. Now that the loads don't suck.
Yeah.
So what Gap is gonna do here is he's gonna go up to the crystal, and then he's gonna die. And you'll see why.
Yeah, so Crystal's a little... This is about the halfway point of the level, I would say. There's one jetport section after it. But when you death abuse there, you notice he skipped the second checkpoint in the level. Oh, he's not going for the swag mine. But yeah, so he just took the secret exit, and what this does is, in 100%, this unlocks the red gem path to... The path to the red gem in Snowgo. Which obviously we don't want in any percent, but still, like, grabbing the crystal, death abusing, and taking the secret exit is still, like, I think when I timed it years ago, it was like 8 seconds faster than finishing the level normally. So it's still like absolutely worth it.
I just know that's fast to do, so I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it being found, and it was like I had to figure out if it was faster, because in OG it's not, because you can't take an elevator out of Warp 6.
Mine. Let's go.
Good old swag mine.
If you land on the, it's interesting. I remember when me and Cuddy found that. You land like on the mine, and you do your input as soon as you land. You could just jump off of it, detonate it, and take no damage. It's really interesting.
Yeah, for some reason
It
the
saves
mines.
there to do it, actually.
Yeah, it saves you having the balance, which, as established in Crash 1, is very slow in this game. But for some reason the mines, they blow up Crash if he's on the jetboard, but they don't hurt him if he's on foot. I guess the developers just didn't think anybody would try to land on the mines. But yeah, so like when you land on the mine, you have a moment before it explodes where you can, slide or do anything out you'd normally be able to do out of standing.
I don't think we really touched on the ice physics in Snowgo, but the ice physics are very noticeable here. The main way you move across ice in this game is slide, 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 but you can also take the ice momentum from a slide into a slide jump, which Trey might do down the hole at the end. That's where it saves time in any percent.
Yeah, I think I saw Gaffy do it. I might be wrong. But yeah, ice in the Insane Trilogy, from a casual perspective, I would honestly say it's pretty bad. But as the side effect is that there's a lot of really neat things you can do with it. There's
a lot of cool speed stuff you can do with it.
Yeah, just as Cam kind of touched on, slide, 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 because the biggest reason slide spinning is faster in normal movement is because it doesn't, like, at least you're still moving on the cooldown between slides, whereas like slides by themselves, you kind of just stop every like half second. But ice kind of just gets rid of that, so you just slide constantly. And another thing is that if you go neutral on ice, the momentum carries a bit more. So if you do like a slide jump and then go neutral, you carry the ice momentum through the air.
It's really well done. Really well executed hub slides, taking that mass form very far, not having to worry about any of the barrels, any of the windmill things. Oh, he's just gaming. Damage abuse. Game.
Yeah, the ELDL definitely has a lot of potential for
ELDL is sick.
Crazy speed, yeah.
Definitely my favorite level in Warp 2, at least in NST.
Yeah, the warp or the sewer levels in general are prime for like a lot of really cool mask and hob slide strats. The level's geometry with all the curved tunnels just makes the hob sliding
so
very easy in every spot, and then all three of them have some mask strats. Like you see the invincibility here. You're gonna see some stuff in the other two mask levels or the other two sewer levels as well. Yeah.
Play a little safe. Here we got the Komodo Bros, which are the first hit's not RNG, and the other two hits are. There's no manipulation that exists that we are aware of. So you just kind of wait it out, and as soon as he's available to hit, you can hit him. And the RNG comes based on the distance he is away from him. And Gabby's getting good RNG, very close to him, so he hits him really fast.
I think the amount of time that Komodo Joe spins is constant, but yeah, the place he lands, I've never found any consistency to it.
Exactly.
Aside from the first phase, if you literally just stand in place, he will never hit you.
Yeah, first phase is the same every time. The other two are different. Gabby got really good RNG there, so
yeah.
That's how you'd like to see Komodos go. You'd like to see him just land near him and spin him, and there you go. Gaffy's exiting it at a sub 17, 1652. That's not too bad. Let's see what Trey gets out of Komodo. See how this race is looking. He's definitely ahead. I'm not sure by how much.
Yeah, it's hard to gauge just because due to it being a relay, like everybody's starting at different times.
Yeah, Trey started a little bit late, so they're not as synced up as they could be. $45 seconds ahead.
Seems about right, yeah.
Or I should say 35. Rather not 45.
So they're both, well, Gaffy's already in there, but Trey is also entering plant food. Honestly, it's been so long since I've done 80% of this game. Yeah, I was trying to remember if there was anything to say about it.
There is not much to say. It's a straight level. You want to stay in a straight line. There's not really hob slides you can do here. There
is another timer gem to avoid, but that's about it.
Yeah, right here, you'd like to keep your masks if possible. Going through these plants, Gaffy did it perfectly. That way you can have one to use at the end, and you can take one out, because they're trying to get triple mask forming sooner or later.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Gaffy got stuck.
Got a little stuck there.
That is the annoying one is sometimes the analog is not cooperative in this game, and you just try to move, and the game's just like, oh, you're holding forward, right? Yeah. So Sewer later probably is. Oh, he's going in unbearable.
That's fine. You can still do it.
Yeah. This makes sense because there's a really long hob slide at the beginning of this level. And
this level's the hardest level on the warp. Let's see if Gaffy goes for Chad Strats. We'll see. He was going for them on his stream yesterday, so... Oh no, well, that's a GG. Hit the mine.
Yeah. The hole he just jumped over is really, really difficult to get a hole skip over.
I'm gonna take a look at Trey and see if he does it. Oh.
I see they're both going in unbearable.
Trey playing it real safe.
Yeah, the whole skip of the hob slide at the beginning of this level is one of the 3 strats that I consider like my biggest contributions to Crash 2 any percent from when I ran the game. Because that was
really important. Those fences and that stuff just can easily stop your hob slide.
Yeah, I remember just like labbing that out like the night we found hob sliding, just like trying to figure it out.
It's come a long way.
It has. It doesn't even think like even more like the hob slide has developed further because like I could never get that whole skip to work, and then again people just found a way to do it. Yeah, so the neat little thing about Unbearable is that you actually ride Polar at the end. It's a really short section, but it's kind of cool. I would assume they're going to wrap around the Warp Room at this point, so I'm guessing they're doing Road to Ruin next.
Road to Ruin, Sewer, and then Bear Down, because Tiny takes max. I assume that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like the one consistent thing with this Warp Room is always closing with Bear Down.
Because Bears take away your mask, and Tiny takes away your mask anyway, so there's no reason to keep masks into Tiny.
Yeah, Tiny is one of the only 2 bosses that takes masks from you, the other being Cortex. I'm not sure what the reason was, aside from I guess they didn't want you to like... I guess they wanted you to just die if you got hit by Tiny, so...
Gaffy does have the 2 masks now for Sewer. Hopefully it keeps them. Because that Sewer triple mask saves a lot.
Yeah. There are thankfully... There is one other mask in case something happens, but he's about to pass it, so it's up to him now.
Road to Ruin is a pretty straightforward level in any percent. You just kind of cruise through this.
Yeah, it's a very big contrast. Yeah, it's a very big contrast to how it is in 100% and 102%, where it's really like it's one of the craziest levels in those runs and one of the most difficult. But yeah, in 80%, it's really just straightforward.
So it looks like they're both gonna have triple mask for this Sewer later, which I love to see. Ooh, and train with the Hob off the Nitro.
Yeah, masks are a really big deal in Sewer later. Whether it's like getting invincibility, which is better, but even just like damage abusing in this level is very useful. And this level hands you masks, so there's plenty of opportunity for it.
Mask that you get in this level, getting mask form with it is so good because you can just carry that hob slide for so long without worrying about anything.
Yeah.
See how well Gaffy is able to do that.
You also notice at the beginning of this level, they just very casually strolled past the asshole with the flamethrower. The hitbox on the flame is extremely generous in the remake, which is a sharp contrast to the original, where dodging the flames is like
so easy to skip in this. It's like not that hard at all. You just kind of go wide on them and you'll get it.
Yeah. So Gaffy landed in the electric water there. I don't think that was intentional, but again,
No,
it's like
but
the triple mask. The triple mask at the end of the level is a little slower because you do have to have the animation, but it's
yeah,
safer,
it's
I
not-
guess. But like you don't need masks beyond this point, so there's not
Yeah, it's
much point.
pointless.
You see that Trey took it. Yeah, it's like a matter of like a second or two.
He actually didn't take it. His just hop slides were good enough to where the
Oh, he
auto
just carried it that far in. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's another bear. This is the last bear level in the run.
Yeah. It's
Little hop slide at the start, kind of cute.
This level is a lot longer than Barrett, also.
Yeah, it's just it's one of my least favorite levels in Crash 2. It's just not a whole lot of interesting going on. It's long. If you die, deaths here are really long.
Another funny story.
With those guys before they pull their stuff down, which is cool.
Yeah, so another funny story. I voiced my disdain for this level in the PS1 version of the game for the speedrun just because it is so very boring. So whenever people ask me what's the worst level in the run, I say Bear Down, not because it's hard, but because it's just so dull. But I've always said that like Bear Down at least is like a little better in the remake, if anything, just because it feels faster paced and it feels a bit more hectic.
I mean, the bears in general are better in the remake. They're just, it feels better to use them.
This was the next part of my anecdote, though. I was doing a few days ago. I was doing a console 315 race with Potty.
Oh god!
And when I got to Bear Down, this level went so horribly that I was like, I take back everything I've said about the bear in NST. I preferred it in the original. But that could have also been console. Console for this game is really rough after you've experienced PC.
Into Tiny.
Into Tiny.
Tiny is a Tiny has some stress, so I know Gaffy does them. What you want to do is count his jumps and manipulate him to go bots as like if you count it each time, you can set him up to always get a quick kill on him. And Gaffy is I believe Gaffy does it.
Yeah, this fight does have RNG, but as Kama said, it is almost completely manipulatable. Like as long as you have a good reaction time, you can make him fall immediately every time. The one phase where like time,
and it's on the last phase.
Yeah. And I think it's like if it's the center,
Gaffy got the 1 out of 9 chance.
Yeah. If it's the center, then it's a little slow. It loses like a second or two. Ooh, that was
sketch.
That was very scary. That was very sketch.
So Gaffy is leaving here at a 25-20 something. So Trey is still maintaining his lead by roughly a minute.
Oh god, these guys are not good for my heart. That was also really sketch.
Trey is ahead by about 40-ish seconds still, give or take.
Yeah, so in terms of like
room for error as we head into Warp 4, because this is the hardest warp in the game.
Oh, definitely. Nice dig, Gaffy.
Shout out to Bug Bunny, Lost in Time. So this level is hard because the hop slides are really difficult in this level. You have to do them off these beehives, and they're really precise.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
Yeah, these levels are really weird for some. This and its sister level digging it in terms of hop slides. You will very often just get flat spins. The beehives in this level specifically, if you get a hop slide off of the like tiny part of the hive, then you usually don't get a flat spin. But if you try to get a hop slide off of the big portion of the hive, which would be the natural common sense thing to do, you generally get a flat spin.
It's the height of the beehive, except if you're on the purple ground, because then you can do it wherever. But
yeah, I don't know why it's like this. It just is.
Yeah,
You'll see a lot of double slides in this.
So high. Those are pretty hard. There's a very precise spot you can aim at the tiny hives.
Yeah, you see it was there. Trey just got a flat spin for trying to.
That's not too bad.
Unfortunate.
Checkpoint right there.
Yeah. Alright, so Gaffy's on his way out of behaving, and this will take him right into Ruination, which is the bane of a lot of runners' existence. Both
it's a
old
scary
and
level,
new.
Man. In any percent, 100%. It doesn't matter.
Very terrifying.
It's just terrifying platforming.
Yeah, it's very dangerous, scary platforming, and it's not easy. And the biggest thing is that you want to leave it with 2 masks.
That's true. So don't die.
Yeah, you want to leave it with 2 masks, and there are very conveniently 2 masks in the level.
Be skipping the checkpoint, chat energy, saving the time.
Shout out to Groovy and Trey's chat.
Any bonus for the fans? No? Kinda cringe. Anyway.
Yeah, so... Alright, so Gaffy's got the first mask, and this is... Once he breaks that checkpoint, it becomes really terrifying, because now he has to not die
okay.
for the rest of the... Ooh.
Oh,
okay.
Man. That's tough. Yeah, he's not getting third. Well, unless he reroutes,
so,
which he could do.
Yeah, so there is a backup route. If you die in this level, or just don't leave it with 2 masks in general, you can go into Cold Hard Crash before hanging out.
No, the pillars, not the pillars.
Yeah, this is why this level is so notorious. It's not great to make a mistake here. I see Gaffy has chosen to take it safe, which I do not blame him for in the slightest.
Grabs that mask. He can reroute here. He's got to go to Cold Hard, and he's got to take South reroute.
Yeah, I would say like taking 2 out of Cold Hard is honestly in some ways easier than taking 2 out of Ruination. Yeah, I would also argue in the remake, the triple mask in Cold Hard, I would say is just as important as the one in hanging out.
Yeah,
the entire last 2 warp rooms of this game are incredibly mask heavy, which is both cool and really frustrating because this is also probably the most mask starved part of the run.
Oh, now we're gonna see a route deep.
Yeah,
Gaffy's gonna try to get the 2 masks for this level, which
Trey
just lost. So that's really unfortunate. Trey is not going to be able to get the 3rd mask form in this level, which saves a lot of time. Now he's going to have to just deal with it.
So like, note how Trey does this section, Gaffy. And then hopefully Gaffy will be able to get the triple mask. We'll be able to see the difference.
Very cold hard for Gaffy so far.
Yeah, he took an intentional damage boost on that TNT, both because it's like faster to just go through the TNT than bounce on it and wait for all the icicles. But also because if you take the mask right before the death route platform, it will actually not run out by the time you want this 2nd mask here. But yeah, so Cold Hard is interesting. Is that Cold Hard you actually take the death route because when you get to the end of the death route, it's not a particularly long section, and when you finish it, it just drops. Yeah, it just drops you at the end of the level. And you saw Gaffy slid it forward into the wall at the end there, and that let him fall down the hole without grabbing the gem, which is very important because, as we established at the beginning of the run, it loses a lot of time to accidentally grab a gem.
And as long as he takes these masks out here, which he almost didn't, holy crap, he'll be able to get that 3rd mask for hanging out, which unfortunately Trey wasn't able to show off.
You always feel like you're in the clear when you like get to the end of Cold Hard, but you're really not.
Definitely not. And that's why this reroute happens, because hanging out triple mask is really important, and so is digging it. and they're both
Yeah.
like extremely important, which is why it's done the way the route is done the way it is.
Yeah, all three of the final warp rooms have have very flexible routes in any percent. It's really only like warp 1 and 2 that I think are like completely static, like regardless of what happens. Warp 3, it's like not as noticeable, but you can I lost my train of thought. There are some re-races you can do in warp 3, and then warp 4 and warp 5 warp 4 and 5 it definitely really matters, or it really is flexible depending on what happens with mass. All right, so Gabby did get the triple here, and you're gonna see why it's so useful.
He just slides down here. Doesn't have to use the hang rails. You can take this all the way here. It saved like over 10 seconds.
It's a big time save. Even just regular slide spinning on those parts is faster than using the hang rails.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, as long as he takes 1 into digging it, he's good.
Yeah, I forgot about that one at the start.
Oh, unfortunate. Trey took a death at the end of Cold Art, so he might not have the triple for digging it.
Let's make this race a little closer than it was, because Trey did have the lead, but I think after this warp he's not gonna. Gaffy is a little confused. He's like, is it engine time? Wait, no, it's not.
Still one more level.
He's got one more level still. That's digging it. And this is my favorite level in the warp in any percent, because the mass form here is so cool.
Yeah, so the hob slide potential in digging it is crazy. You can carry them for very long periods of time, which you are about to see here.
Hopefully, drop it. Because if you do drop it, it is hard to pick this one back up. So
yeah, the triple mass is very important here because it lets you go through both of those electric fences. Oh, you did drop it. There is one scenery backup coming up soon, so maybe we'll be able to see the back end of it.
There we go.
Yep, there we go.
Lost a couple seconds there. But ideally, he did get through the cycles, which was, oh no, he turned too much. Yeah. Oh no, that's rough.
Considering what happened to him in Plant Food with getting stuck, I would say he might even just have a bad analog.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll talk about that. There's a thing in this game where sometimes when you log to the game, the analog doesn't work well. And maybe Gaffy has that. You just turn and then it just like zips you. Just wrenches you over.
Yo, Google? I saw Trey go for...
My bad on that one, sorry.
Oh, good. Yeah, I saw Trey go for the scenery backup on the other side, which I didn't know was a thing. This level Hobbs as a whole are another one of the three, like, I feel like really big contributions I made to the run. And this one is probably my favorite, just like figuring out all the Hobbs sleds you can do this level, like really sped this level up a lot. And it's nice to see that it's just...
Oh no, Trey!
Oh.
He hit the line and then he got stung by the bee.
My favorite combo.
The wombo combo.
It's like even worse in the remake because like the mines stun you for such a long time in this version of the game.
Yeah, if you get hit by a mine and there's a bee chasing you, you're dead.
Yeah.
So now, Gaffy's an engine, and this is the hardest boss in the game. There's actually strats here. He's gonna go for double arms, I assume. Which, if you count your hits correctly, he should get it. I can't hear, so I'm not sure what hits he has, but
I can't hear it either.
You might get it. Oh, he missed.
He missed the last hit.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, so that's 15 seconds gone, but like that that has to be one of the most difficult.
If he didn't miss that, he would have got it. That's unfortunate. See if Trey can get it. It is
So each arm has like 10 hit points. Each shoulder has 12, I believe.
they just doubled them from the original.
Yeah. And there are no double shoulders in this game, unfortunately.
You're doing well here. I think
so there is one strat in this level that you didn't. So there's one strat in this level that neither of them are going to be able to do because it requires a mask. But in the last phase, when Engine starts destroying platforms, you can actually hit him in one phase by damage abusing. Is there?
I think so.
This is how you know it's been a long time since I run this game.
It's been a long time for me too, which is why I think so.
Well, either way, Gaffy's not going for it.
No. Who's winning? We'll see after Engine here. We'll be able to see where the guys are at.
It's also hard to say, like obviously in terms of like just single runs, like Trey's ahead by timer, but also you have to remember it's a relay and the left team started earlier because Clock finished Crash 1 before Tacos did. So it's
15. So we'll see what Trey has outside of that. What the winner is gonna be, you know, based on total time.
Yeah. Right. So much like Warp 4, Warp 5 is very the routing is very dependent on how many masks you enter with it. So neither of them entered with a mask, so they have to do Pack Attack and Night Fight before they do Piston It Away, and they have to not die or take damage in either of them. So this is a very stressful warp room because of that.
Also, Rillaru wins.
Rillaru always wins.
So yeah, Night Fight is definitely not. There's not a lot of hopslide going on here either, which is interesting for a level of its nature. There's just
you'd think there'd be like all this scenery you could jump off of, but you can't. There's just for some reason only in Night Fight there's just a lot of invisible walls blocking the scenery.
Yeah, it's the same thing in the Totally Fly. It's just like
Yeah.
well, no fun allowed.
This level was extremely boring for a while until the screen disappeared. But it did get a bit of a revitalization with double sliding, but it's still a fair bit of downtime.
Still at least interesting, like 3D, you know.
Gaffy's screen is gone, but we can...
You can hop slide through most of it, and then that one's just like, well...
Yeah, Gaffy's screen is gone, but I'm sure his Pack Attack is real sick right now.
Gaffy's screen is gone. I still have his stream up. I can still see him. Logic, what are you doing, brother? Logic. No, Logic is gone or dead. Gaffy's stream is still going, so I don't know. It must be something with something Logic did. You can actually see in the corner.
I can see the top of it.
Yeah, Logic. Hello, buddy. Buddy.
Everybody go to twitch.tv/GaffyTaffy/subscribe.
Yeah, Logic.
I'm opening up Gaffy. Oh, there. No, he's back. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Logic, buddy. Good job fixing it.
All right, so Pack Attack.
Pack Attack. So the reason that you went to Night Fight and Pack Attack is for masks. You want triple mask and Piston It Away. You know, it's life or death. If you don't get it, it's just you cry. So we don't want you to cry. So they need to get triple mask and Piston It Away.
It looks like Trey didn't take the mask on the Night Fight, so that's going to be a rough opening to Piston It. I would argue, and correct me if I'm wrong because I'm working on ancient prehistoric knowledge of the game here. I would argue that the invincibility at the beginning of Piston It is the most important one in the run.
It is probably it's up there. It's top 3.
Yeah.
I would say that Digging It and Hanging Out are the most important ones. I don't know which one to say but those are the 3 most important ones.
I actually feel like hanging out's the least important of those 3, but it is still an important one. But like the digging and piston ones are definitely huge.
Yeah. So Gaffy's gonna actually be able to go into piston with a triple mass, which we need to. This is really hard, but this level looks really cool. With the triple mask and all the hob slides.
Yeah.
So you can just
So
every enemy and
you'll
every
know.
object.
Yeah, the big thing is like going through all these enemies, which are like very annoying to go through without triple, but also it keeps all of these pistons up, and this level is riddled with invisible walls.
Oh no,
that were not in the original.
So he's not gonna get
It's
the
a
second
little scary. Yeah, the second one, it's not as important,
save
but
time
it is.
if you get good, like if you're like cycle wise.
Yeah, but it's
really well, when you go into that, it saves time, but
it's definitely not as vital as the first one.
Yeah, the first one's more important.
Yeah, so Trey unfortunately did not bring 2 masks in the piston it, so we also get to see what it looks like when you don't have that, and you will notice how much slower it is.
Yeah, it's hard. Like doing the my strats here are hard. There's a lot of height, like full height hob slides. We didn't really touch on that, but it's another one of those things where each hob slide is different. Sometimes you have to hold X the entire time, half the time, like no time at all. And a lot of the hob slides in piston are ones that you have to full height.
There was a damage abuse at the end that Gaffy could have gone for and didn't. I'm assuming it's because he wants to take the mask and the spaced out.
Yeah, the spaced out damage abuse at the start is really important.
Yeah.
Oh, Trey. Oh, Trey. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. I think Gaffy's got this race in the bag if he doesn't mess up spaced out.
Yeah, the last 2 warp rooms in this game are very, very rough. It's very easy for it to snowball.
So here's Gaff. Oh no!
It was the wrong animation.
It's slow, and he wasn't able to make that.
Yeah. So damage abuses give different iframes, and getting electrocuted gives you an absurd amount of iframes, and it locks the cycles for much longer than normal. So if he had gotten electrocuted by the tentacle bot there, which I think was his intention, he would have been able to just go through those piston cycles really quickly.
He got electrocuted by that tentacle bot, though. He didn't want to, but he did.
Yeah.
Hitboxes of these guys are not very forgiving. Very precise. You have to land pretty precisely in the middle, else you'll die.
Oh, camera.
Oh, Trey, let's go. This is my favorite. Yo, I love this.
I've never seen this.
Yes. Yo, this shit is hilarious. I remember when I found this on accident. The camera could just bug out there.
I have never seen that.
That's the fucking funniest thing to me. I'm so glad that happened, honestly. I haven't seen that in forever.
That is literally the first time I've ever seen that.
You're just like, yeah, that happens sometimes.
If I wasn't a seasoned veteran in this game, I would have been like freaking out. I saw that, I was like, that was just another day in the life of Sane Trilogy.
Yeah, that's just another beautiful feature of this game.
So I think all that Gaffy has left is Rocket, and that's the
Rocket
pretty
and
straightforward
Cortex.
level.
And
Yeah.
Rocket's pretty easy. Cortex is really easy in NST, so I think Gaffy's got this race in the bag.
Yeah.
Provided nothing catastrophic happens in Rocket.
Or Cortex.
Yeah, if they miss a hit in Cortex, I'll eat my sock.
There's not too much to say about Rocket. It is just like a really straightforward level.
Yeah, Rocket is hold gas and forward, and that's what it is. And wait,
I guess the one thing I noticed is that like if spinning normally slows you down, but for some reason right after you spin one of the electric scientists, if you spin immediately after, it gives you a speed boost for some reason, and I don't know why.
It's because I think it's because of his knockback or something, and you spin and it cancels it.
I think it's the game's spaghetti code.
That too, the wires code. Shout out to the wires.
I mean, I think there was a time where Potty wanted to change his pack attack split into the wires.
Yeah, there's been many times where I've seen that man die to those wires. It's not a fun time.
Nope. All right, so Gaffy's about to enter Cortex. Anybody who played the original Crash 2 will know that this is one of the easiest final bosses in the history of all time. I'm happy to let you know that in the Insane Trilogy, they made the fight easier. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, in the Insane Trilogy, they made this fight easier.
Oh, a lot easier. They give you a cue when they hit him and everything.
Yep.
So Gaffy's gonna go into that. Time on this is well, I mean, I guess they can do it.
Yeah, you just need to wait for a little red icon to appear above Cortex's head, and then he is vulnerable.
You can actually hit him slightly before that comes up, but yeah. Gaffy's gonna get a 46, which is not too bad. Not too bad.
I would say a 46 reset list is very respectable for this
Very
category.
respectable, very solid run from Gaffy. GG Gaffy. GG's Gaffy.
And with that, they'll be switching to Crash 3.
Crash 3 with Murtaz and Curdy both have top times. So
Yep.
I'm excited for that race. I think it'll be a good one.
Yeah, Crody has a 40, 50 something, and then
He has
Murkaz
40,
is a
39.
yeah. Murkaz is one of the
And, I saw Curdy was like,
there are 4 or 5 people have 39s now.
yeah,
Regardless, Murkaz is one of the very small handful of people with a
It's
39
4.
in this game.
I think it's 4.
Yeah. Because it's you, Groovy, Murkaz, and Potty, I think. Yeah.
We'll let Trey finish up here. It looks like he's gonna get a 46 as well.
Yeah, very respectable on both
Actually, I'm
sides.
curious, as Crash 3 is starting, I'm curious what Trey is gonna get here. It's gonna be really close times, actually. He's gonna be slightly behind Gaffy's time, but not by a lot. It's too bad the streams were desync, because that would have been really close. Yeah, 46-22. Or not 22. 46-26.
So,
Only 10 seconds behind him.
back on the Crash 3 side, you saw immediately Murkaz did a thing where the camera didn't follow him in the warp room, and I know that that's a strat that is faster, but I don't understand how it works.
The camera breaks when you do like the input for the gate clip glitch. Yeah, I see that Murkaz is not.
So he did the gate clip glitch to grab Coco without actually talking to her.
There is an out of bounds clip in this level that Murkaz is not going for, and I wonder why. Maybe it's because it's a race.
It's probably because it's a relay race. I think it only saves like, I don't know. It's like in the realm of like 5 to 10.
It's strats that are implemented since I stopped running the game. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I do know it's a bit risky. I don't think it's really difficult, but it's kind of more just like you have one shot at it, and if you mess it up, you've got to reset. Yo, Murkaz is already PB'd. 1 minute 15 seconds. Let's go.
GG. That's not the right timer. That was somebody else's timer.
No,
Crody!
I think.
Insane!
Yeah, Crody doesn't care. He's just gonna do it.
Crody did that one? That one's really fucking hard. Excuse me. Excuse my language, but holy crap. That one is really difficult, the one he just did. He didn't do the second one, he did the first one, which is insanely difficult. And we're not sure what Crody
No, he got it. He got it.
That's huge for Cody's team.
I think that was risky but really smart because I
can't believe he got it from there. Cause what I watched Potty's run the other day, and he does it in a different spot a little bit later in the level because it's a lot more consistent. But that right there saves a lot of time. That's nuts.
Here you also see how the routing in this game can diverge so much. Because Murkaz went straight to Murkaz went to Boneyard, which is a common choice because it is considered one of the harder and more frustrating levels of the warp room. Crody doesn't care. He just went into
Oh,
Toad Village.
yes.
Boneyard doesn't scare him.
Marquez missed the. Oh, he's having a rough time in Boneyard. It's unlike him.
This is why Boneyard is very common reset point. It's you can lose a lot of time just for hop slides getting dropped.
Cody's having a great code. Oh, easily past the sword guy. Chef's kiss.
So like Crody went for that crazy under pressure strat. He found a really hard nitro processing skip in Crash 4, and he's like responsible for a lot of the out of bounds craziness that happens in these HD Crash games. So we can just conclude that Cody's built different.
Crody is built different. Crody headed into Boneyard as Marquez is going to take his shot up at Toad Village. Crash 3, like we said in Crash 2, is a lot different. Rico mentioned that at the beginning of Crash 2. Crash 2 is a lot of short bursts, a lot of hob slides you have to start. In Crash 3, you start one in these levels, and you basically just go with it.
Yeah, and carry it for a vast majority of the levels. And oftentimes, even when you have to drop it, you just start another one immediately afterwards, which you will see in Toad Village right now. And yeah, the routing in this game is very flexible, especially in the first warp room.
A little bit. It's not too warmed up, maybe.
Yeah, warp room movement is not as big of a deal in Crash 3 just because all 5 levels are presented immediately in front of you. So it's not like Crash 2 where like you do have to like traverse to every doorway. So that is part of the flexibility of the routing.
Oh, Crody, that's a bad spot to drop it. Not any good opportunities to pick it back up.
Except for on the bonus
platform there. Oh, he's dropping them too. They're both kind of dropping them a fair bit here.
But he got that one. This is like, this is the thing that I really like about Crash 3 in the remake is that, like, hop sliding is a really cool tech, but I've found it, especially in Crash 2, to be frustrating to like have it and then just drop it and be like, oh well.
It's very satisfying in Crash 3 to just carry it through the whole level.
And it's like if you do drop it, there's so many ways to back it up.
Yeah, I mean you're only gonna lose a second or two most of the time. Yeah. You see Marquez headed into the Tiger. Hopefully he doesn't pull an SGDQ here at the end.
I guess we didn't really talk about Orient Express, but there's not really too much to talk about, I guess.
We can talk about it a little bit here now that they're both in it. Orient Express is a Tiger riding level, and obviously the main time save here comes from taking inner lines and jumping uphill. You don't want to spam jump like you do in the original. You just want to jump up slopes.
Yeah. Yeah, in the original, every jump in a Tiger level saves 1 frame, I believe. So, but that doesn't apply in the remake. So here you just want to, like Cam said, keep in inner lines and just jump up slopes.
As Marquez heads into making waves, we'll see the only case of zigzagging in NST.
It's more akin to snaking, but yeah.
Yeah, it's more snaking. It's not really zigzagging.
Yeah, so this is making waves, and the jet skis in this game, well, for one, they don't suck. Don't listen to the people who played the game once.
He's spitting. He's spitting.
Yeah, so the movement in the jet ski levels, as you can see Marquez doing right now, you kind of want to not really rapidly, but like rhythmically shift left and right. And doing so does give you like a little bit of a speed boost. I think it only saves like a second or two in making waves, but this is like a very short level compared to the other jet ski levels, so you can see how it adds up.
Yeah, it makes a difference, and especially in a category like this, which by the way is extremely optimized to the point where those seconds matter. Those seconds make or break PBs for runners.
I would argue that if this is not the most optimized Crash run, it is up there. Like it's got to be in like the top 3.
NST 80% is probably the most optimized Crash 20% run. 100%.
Yeah, like series wide. Like I don't know too much about some of the like the 6th gen Crash games.
Maybe No IG or No Go is a close second.
Yeah, no IG and No Go would probably be the closest contenders, but I feel like I guess the biggest thing I would say is like I know that I think on Zoe's No Go run she said that it is still improvable, but she just doesn't want to anymore. Whereas like as I understand it, Potty's like any percent were in this category
It's
has
really
it has like it has like one accidental body slam, and that's like the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think it was like 10 seconds or something. He said he could improve it by. You see,
Right,
Marquez
so-
here is going gate clip, which I'll talk about it a little bit. What you need to do for this trick is you need to slide and hold the direction as you're on Coco's laptop, and that'll glitch out the menus. And when you get on that feature tense platform, you could do some shenanigans and switch, and then Coco can go through walls, and it's kind of complicated how it works, but basically
yeah.
screw with the game, and then you can clip into the warp and skip Tiny. Tiny gives you no reward that is beneficial for beating him, so that's why we skip it.
Yeah, it's
And he goes
it's very
back
long
to-
fight, and super body slam doesn't do anything at 90%.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the gate clip is very hard to explain because like it's just a lot of just background menuing happening that you can't see. But for some reason, the shenanigans you pull off just make either Crash or Coco intangible. Oh, you can see, yeah. So you saw a little bit of it when Crody did it.
No, he's just doing it a little bit faster there. He's
Yeah.
doing it too well.
Yeah, one thing with the gate clip is that on PC and only on PC,
Okay.
the trick is blind, so you have to remember the movement
Yeah.
you're doing.
Oh, Marquez got the flat spin. Yeah. Oh, and Crody died. Well, heck. That's unfortunate.
Been a very rough tomb time.
Right at the start. So the hop slides in this level are a bit tricky because you want to do a full height hop slide off of the tomb bricks here, and you want to trigger the slide when you're on top of them really, really early, else you'll get a flat spin. Let's see if Crody can get him. Very well done on the first one. Took a damage there, but he didn't get squished, so there's that. Get that going for him. He's gonna have to wait on this cycle, unfortunately, as Marquez goes into the final Tiger level, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, Midnight Run's kind of just a longer Orient Express. There's not too much to say about it.
Orient Express, you know, it's tight lines and jumping up slopes. They're definitely not the most interesting level in the run. But they do serve as nice in-betweens from the really hard stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a fair bit of downtime in Warp 2 before it really like kicks up in Warp 3. And so as Crody enters Midnight Run, I
You'll see
figure...
there, actually, he switched to Coco as, like, if you switch to Coco at a certain time, it skips that whole, like, thing where Coco will come on top of Crash and, like, jump on him or whatever, and...
Oh, yeah.
It's time safe that you want to do throughout the run.
Yeah, because like the animation of like the wrong character trying to enter a level is very long, so that's why it's important to grab Coco.
Run because it just saves so much time over the course of the whole thing to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Marquez is in Hog right now. There's a little bit of a what we call threading the needle at the beginning of this. After he takes the turbo boost, you can squeeze between a cop car and a racer, and if you do it, then like you can carry this boost for the entire level.
Yeah, he wants to take this basically to the ramp at the end. Let's see if he can do that.
And he got it, I think. Oh, but he dropped. He hit the dirt though. Yeah, that is not as easy as it looks. That's actually really difficult to do.
At least he's not having as poor of a hog ride as I did a couple years ago in a race format.
What are you talking about? You won.
I did win, debatably.
Yeah, no, I remember watching that. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna lose, and then like, you didn't.
Just didn't.
What is it with SGDQ Crash 3 races and just having a photo finish on a race level?
Hey, yeah, just gotta keep the tradition going. You know, that's why it happened.
So what you're saying is that if I ever get 108 in the GDQ, I gotta get really close to failing Road Crash. Actually, no, I gotta do Orange Asphalt because that's the one that hasn't happened in yet.
Yeah. If somebody manages to fail that in a run, I'd be impressed.
Yeah.
I got Murkaz going to G-Wiz. We got Crody and Hogrider. Let's see if he can take the boost.
His
Looks like he's
turns
gonna
are
do
wide,
it.
but he got it. He did get it.
Baby. Let's go, Crody. Let's go, baby. Crody's my man. I got my money on Crody on this race. Just saying. Crody's gonna take this all
I
the
will
way to
remain the
end.
neutral party. So G-Wiz, honestly, I think is like one of the coolest levels in terms of Hobbs slides because you get to carry it for so much of it.
Yeah,
There's also a lot of really cool hole skips like you saw Murkaz just do there.
Yeah. There's some right here too that are really hard that nobody goes for.
Yeah, that one's a bit more risky, and I think it's fair for Murkaz to not going for it because it's very important to take 2 masks into the next level.
Base suicide frog.
Or frog.
Blessed frog.
Yeah, it's important to take 2 masks into Hang 'em High. Because much like hanging out in Crash 2, this level is very heavy on hangrails.
It's the same exact reason as hanging out, is you want to be able to blitz through the hangrails. And triple mass forms aren't as important in this run. They are used, and they are important in some scenarios, but hanging out's one of the most important ones.
Yeah.
See how Murkaz pulls off Hang 'em High here. There's some really cool hobs you can do when you pick up this triple mass form to really extend the use of this. Off this corner here. Oh, he missed it. Unfortunate.
Yeah, the hop slides in these levels always impress me because it's like these are the kinds of levels where you feel like, oh, it's all flat surfaces. It's like no place where you would be able to, but then like you can just like grab them off of like those little corners. Yeah, you can see how much faster you move on the hangrails with the invincibility, and that's why it's so vital.
And if he gets that hop slide earlier, he takes it even farther across it. So it's like definitely important to get all the hop slides in this.
Yeah, and you saw at the crystal he grabbed it and then dropped down off the hangrail and then re-grabbed it with a glitch high jump. That's just like a really minor optimization. I think saves like a second or like half a second.
It's a cute little hub slide at the end, or the little corner again, similar to the one he went for earlier. That you can start a hop on. Brody heads into it himself, and Murkaz is going to head into Dingodile, which we actually fight because Dingodile gives you a really good power up that saves a lot of time. So
yeah. So Dingodile gives you the double jump, which is vital not only just for like certain levels later in the run, just are a lot quicker with the double jump, but also it's a vital part to speeding up the third boss fight. But this boss fight is also really short. Like the entire fight spans about 45 seconds because you can just glitch high jump over the crystals.
Why don't you clip and skip Dingo? It's because, well, fighting Dingo takes about as long as the clip itself does. And then the double jump that you get saves so much time in the entropy and in other levels later in the run that it's too necessary to do.
Yeah, like an optimal gate clip, I think, is like in the realm of like 35 seconds, and
sounds right. I can't remember.
Dingodile is about 45 seconds, so it's like a 10-second time save, but then you're losing time for not having the double jump later in the run. So it is absolutely faster to simply just fight Dingodile.
Because it's going to head into Warp 3. I always love these little hob slides in the Warp Room.
And then he has 2 masks, so he's going right into Dynamite. This is the most important hob slide in this Warp Room, or the most important triple in this Warp Room, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. This one hanging out, and Future Frenzy would be the biggest bounce. And Tomb Raider, I guess, to a certain degree.
Yeah. Oh, I did not know you could get a hob slide off of the lava pit there.
Oh yeah, you can hob slide off any lava pit as long as you have the third mask, and it's faster to start it there.
Yeah, because like the alternate is using the geyser behind you.
He's gonna be going for a geyser cycle actually. Oh, he might not get it now. He locked a lot there.
Yeah, you can see how like the triple is really important for Dynamite because he's basically been able to hob slide for this entire level.
Yeah, he had to only drive that very slightly. Good Nitro RNG. You love to see
Ooh,
it.
that was very good.
So we'll see if he gets this Geyser cycle. I'm not sure if he will. Yeah, no. A little bit slow. Ideally, if you're really fast, you can make that Geyser and just start the Hob slide without waiting. It saves a couple seconds, nothing too major. But it is faster to wait there to start the Hob on it if you do miss the cycle. And we got
It looks like
Crody. Did not enter
Crody.
it too fast, so going into deep trouble. And this level is really cool at 90% now. And you'll see why momentarily. This level used to be a really hard and intense cycle level, and now it's a little bit different. It's hard for a different reason. Crody really impressed me in Under Pressure, and if you saw Under Pressure, you might have an idea of what's going to happen here in a moment.
Just has to grab the crystal first.
Oh, he's going to do it from the right side because he has no fear. And left side's easier, though. And what he does there is he grabs a crystal, there's a clip there, and he actually goes through the
He
secret
grabs the
exit,
red gem.
unfortunately, on the red gem, which will lose him a little bit of time.
The red gem is really cool, though. So,
it's the best looking gem in the game.
yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, this level has a secret section that has the red gem at the end and also has a second portal to exit through. And that is what they used when going out of bounds. It's
really cool. And Marquez is going for it himself. He's messing it up a little bit. There he goes. He got it pretty quickly. It saved so much time to do this. Like,
yeah.
This was revolutionary when this was found. This was like, wow. This is such a huge time save.
The tragic thing is that
he was on commentary earlier. Jamie or Bandicoot, he did it on accident, and ever since then we're like, hey, look at that! That saves a lot of time, dude.
yeah. The best discoveries are found on accident.
Yeah.
The sad thing is that you think that would also be really, really good in 108%. It's like, oh, the time trial will be really fast now, but for some reason in the time trial, it soft locks.
Yeah, it's a good time, man.
So it's actually not useful at all.
Got Kaz and Road Crash. Road Crash is notoriously the hardest motorcycle level in the game. These guys are really, really good at it. Winning the race shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, Road Crash is... It's very punishing compared to Hog Ride and the later Orange Asphalt, especially for its length. They toned it down from the original. In the original, if you made like one big mistake or like 2 or 3 small ones, you just could not win this race. It's not like that in this version of the game, but it's still pretty rough. Like, you can still reasonably lose it if you make enough mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I mean,
it's just so long. Also,
yeah. This is on a pretty good cycle here. Not ideal, but he gets around the corner pretty well. He's gonna have to drop. Oh, no, he's not gonna have to drop that. It's a good backup. Very well done backup there. Oh, it can be rough when he's a little slow and looks like Crody got past the first racer though. That's a real strap. And then you can take this right around this corner, which is pretty cool. Take it all the way to the end. Well, not all the way to the end, but get it.
Actually, something I want to touch on. The bike in NST, as I've gathered, is kind of a controversial as to how people feel about it, because I've seen a lot of people say how the bike is like unplayable, uncontrollable in this game, which I've never really understood. But it does feel very stiff in a lot of ways compared to the original.
They're babies.
The one thing I will say that I do like about the bike in this is that when you do have the turbo, you can turn a lot tighter. Like the turn at the very end.
On the higher frame rate, 60 FPS, the turns become a lot easier with the boost.
Yeah. Yeah, but even on like Yeah, even on like console though, that turn that Murkaz did at the end that Crody's about to do as well, where he just like completely carried it past like the next turn. Okay, Crody dropped it. But that turn is actually not possible in the original, but it is possible in the remake. So like it's like there's give and take on the motorcycle. I think they each have their pros and cons. So Murkaz is in double header,
which is the last hop sliding level of the run.
Yep. So I hope you guys enjoyed it because we're gonna see it go away after this.
Change it up. And that's the really cool thing about Crash 3 NST is the movement tech. There's 2 different movement techs in the game, or in the run, and it's just I think it's super sick.
Yeah.
Just jumping on Mike to say super quick, the difference between the both teams is 58 seconds combined for the last 2 games. McCrody's got really close. He's got to do some work to catch up, but he's playing pretty well it seems. So hopefully it's a good show right to the end.
Well, he only had that 1 death, so that's it.
McCrody's been on fire.
The 1 death he had was 10, 15 seconds at most. So
I do remember he tweeted yesterday.
I saw that he was only like 30 seconds behind his PB or something after failing.
Yeah, he said he had a 40-second death or something, so he's been playing really well.
Yeah, he is.
Alright, so Murkaz is in high time. The most important thing with this is that he needs to leave it with at least 1 mask.
That's rough. That's rough, Murkaz. No.
Oh. Yeah, that was...
He messed up the hop slide, and then it was all over from there.
Yeah, he messed up the hop slide, and by getting stuck on the scenery, he missed the cycle for the carpet. And then it looks like he dropped a jump there.
That gives Crody a really big window of opportunity to not only win this race, but to help his team out too. Oh, Jesus! Yeah, Murkaz, you're scaring me, buddy.
So there is a. Yeah, so Murkaz did just grab the mask in this level, so hopefully he carries it out of the level. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of time lost.
Crody can make the cycle. Murkaz failed it horribly. Let's see if Crody. There's a specific cycle here that you want to catch, and see if Crody can get it. Murkaz is in shambles, it seems. High time has always been a level that he has
high time is
interesting times with.
High time is rough. Like it really is.
He's tilting a bit. You can see it in the gameplay. It's unfortunate. Pretty fell there. But at least he hasn't died like 2 times, 3 times. Not to call anybody out.
Yeah, high time can definitely be rough.
It's hard platforming, man. It really is. And the cycle is not.
I do genuinely think like it's one of the harder levels.
So.
Yeah, it looks like they're both leaving with
a similar time now.
And with
because
masks
fails,
so...
and we're gonna see Entropy, which is a really cool boss fight, has really cool strats that are not doable in the original.
Yeah, so
you'll see Murkaz do that here. He has a mask too, which is good. He's essentially gonna skip all 3 of his phases. Normally, you sit there and you wait for him to do his thing, but with the power of the glitch high jump and the double jump, you can do this. And then the last phase is the coolest part. See if he nails it.
Yeah, these are, like Cam said, they're not possible in the
beautifully
in the
done
original game.
So what he did there is, at last jump, you can't make with just a glitch high and a double jump. You have to take a damage off of his shot there and skip that phase. It saves a lot of time to do. See if Cody can get it too.
It's like 18 seconds. If
Very
you
nice.
Yeah, not carrying a mask here loses 18 seconds in the fight.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
From there, they have collected the Death Tornado spin, so the Hobbs slide has now been replaced with the Mock Tornado.
Yeah, so
very similar in concept.
You cannot hop slide anymore. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's
but
very similar in concept. The upside of it is that you can do it anywhere, because the death tornado spin lasts long enough that you can always touch the ground before it ends.
And again, you might like while they're in Tell No Tales, which doesn't have a lot going on. You might beg the question, why don't they skip entropy with a gate clip so you can hob slide some more? Well, it's interesting because again, the entropy fight is really fast, and the levels in Warp 4 and 5 don't really cater themselves to hob sliding. Like if you were to go in there and try it yourself, there's just not that many places where hob sliding is effective. And even in a level where it might be effective, Mach Tornado is still more effective because unlike hob sliding, you can only do hob sliding on certain surfaces. You can start a Mach Tornado anywhere you want to, and it's really effective for that reason. So that's why we would skip entropy.
Yeah, it's funny because the Mach Tornado does really just show up at the most convenient time in the run, just a point where like there's really not any way to hob slide anymore.
The levels are almost. I almost feel like they're just designed to Mach Tornado. It's great.
Yeah.
It's not much happening in Tell No Tales again. It's like making waves where you. It is longer though, so the waving back and forth is more important to do since it'll save you a little bit more time. But other than that, nothing crazy here. You just want guild lines. Other than that,
yeah, this level is extremely long.
it is the longest level in the run.
Yeah. There's not particularly much of interest going on.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with this one. Honestly, when I think about it, it's like, yeah, let's just make a big jet ski level for.
This was the level that was used in the demo of the original game that was attached to Spyro 3, so I think it was them showing off like, hey, this is what we're capable of. I actually found out something recently that made me very upset about the demo version of this level. So the middle of portion of this level, especially when you're going for full completion, is notorious for being extremely checkpoint starved. Like if you die between the checkpoints, you can lose like over a minute.
All right, here we go.
In the original Tell No Tales on the demo, there's a checkpoint in the middle of it. They took a checkpoint out of the level.
This is where this run gets really hard. If you gotta Tell No Tales. These next 3 levels are super difficult to do really well.
Yeah, there is a really cool strat. There's a really cool strat in Sphinxinator here. I don't know if Murkaz is gonna do it though, because he only has one.
He only has
Crody will.
So
yeah, if Crody.
He went into Tomb Raider because he has 2 masks. So I would keep an eye on Crody actually, because this level is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a cool strat in Sphinxinator that saves 5 seconds, I think, or something. But it does, for it to be worth it, you have to not be down a mask at any point in the warp room.
As well, because he doesn't have
the out of bounds was what I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the downside of the out of bounds. Yeah, the downside of the out of bounds is that you skip the mask in the level to do it, and this mask is too important.
Very well here. A little bit slow though, so he's gonna have to wait out this cycle, sadly. There's a crazy, like, if you're really fast, there's crazy cycles you can get at the very end of this level. But they're super, super difficult. That was a very risky Mach Tornado to start right there. I respect that.
Me too. The water in Tomb Raider in the remake is very...
It's so annoying. It's not like the original where you can literally, your head can be underneath the water.
Yeah, in the original, it's like it goes off of like in both versions it goes off a specific height, but in the original it's very, very generous. Like it has to be like a near max.
Really good at this level, so I want to see if he can get and show off the fast cycles here.
Yeah, it's very I lost my train of thought.
You're good. You're enticed by the gameplay.
Yeah, in the original, the water can go very high before it actually kills you, whereas like the water in the remake, it's like they drew inspiration from Sonic 06, and it's like ankle deep and Crash just drowns.
Marquez is doing this really well right now. Crody is also doing Future Frenzy, which is a very important level to have Triple Mask in. So they're both in levels where Triple Mask is like, you need this.
Yeah.
Ooh, Marquez is going for the cycle. We'll see if he can get it.
He's doing a very good job.
This is the part that's scary right here, where he's gonna bounce on a box. Beautiful. That's what you want to see. And then you can get a faster cycle at the end here, which he's gonna just be able to go. We'd love to see that. It's really hard to execute.
Yeah, Tomb Raider is definitely like one of the hardest levels to do optimized.
Absolutely.
Yeah. On Crody's side, you can see why the Triple Mask is so useful in Future Frenzy, because it just let him go. It let him go through all of these enemies and just carry Mock Tornadoes longer than he'd normally be able to do. He tried to do a damage abuse there, which would let him Mock Tornado through those enemies, but the enemy was nice to him.
His enemy was just like, "Hey, buddy."
It was like, "Yeah, you're doing like really well. I'll just let you go."
This level is really fun to blitz through with Triple Mask. It's
Warp 4 is really, really fun.
It's really challenging, but really rewarding. I believe Cody has Sphinxinator left, so maybe we can see the really cool strats there.
Right. So, as Merc does Future Frenzy.
There, actually. That's new to me. So he's going to take a damage abuse there, which, if he did it correctly, keeps this cycle open.
And he did.
And it's not the easiest thing to do. So that's step one. Step two is what he's about to do here. He actually found this. You can glitch high up there and get on top of the ceiling. What that allows you to do is it allows you to Mock Tornado through the entire level. What you have to be wary of, however, is there's a lot of pitfalls in between it. There's these sections. I don't really know how to describe it, but you can see it when you're up there. There's like these little square sections,
like right
and
here.
that's where the pitfall is. And you have to know where
you can get stuck there.
Yeah. And Cody's doing
so you can see,
well.
he goes over that mask, and that's why Murkaz wasn't able to do this, because that mask was too important. But Crody was able to carry the masks that he needed, and then do Sphinxinator afterward.
There, he might have been able to make that. That's the cycle you want to make. Ideally, if you do that like perfectly, you can make that door cycle. Crody did that really well still, though. Very well done. It's such a cool strat. And he's the one that found it. And funnily enough, I think it's only possible on PC. I don't think it's possible on console.
I tried it on console. And... No, wait.
I know you can't do it on Switch. For fact, I know you can't do it on Switch.
On the one in the gem route that doesn't actually save any time, at the very least, is possible on console, because I did it in the 315.
Oh.
Because I was just like, I'm pretty sure this isn't possible, and then I got it, and I was like, oh, never mind, I've been lied to.
Cody. Now we're in Bye Bye Blimps, which is a very short level. Main time save here is taking really wide turns and positioning yourself closer to the other blimps that you're approaching them. It's just kind of like basic speedrunning stuff. Not a lot going on there. It's very short split.
Very short, very simple level.
And the reason we, not only for routing, we end on that split, because we want to start gate clip with Coco, and that's a Coco level. I don't believe Crody did that, though. I think he might have.
Yeah, actually, he didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, starting the gate clip with Coco is a little bit faster menuing wise, so that's why. See how Murkaz does on this gate clip.
This one is definitely a lot rougher than the first one, because you have to do all of this movement blind.
Yeah, you'll see the screen go black, and this is where it gets scary. You have to know what you're doing exactly. He's going across.
Looks like Crody's doing the slightly slower version,
which is fine. I'm not sure if Murkaz is getting in there. Okay, Murkaz got into a level.
He got into something.
He got into Mad Bombers, which is where you want to go. Great. See if Crody can get into a level 2. This is why this is hard. This is all blind movement. Crody got into Mad Bombers too. Great. What you're doing there is you don't really see it, but you're swapping characters. You're sliding across the railing. You're swapping, and It's scary, man, especially at the end of a run like this. Because in 108, you do it at the start, whatever, you can reset. But in this is, going into the last warp. It's scary. And doing that skips engine is a long boss fight, and it gives you the bazooka, which is not useful at all. So.
Yeah, the scary part of it is that you are just out of bounds the entire time, and you are slide spinning across the side wall of the pathway into the warp room. And if you mess up the movement, or if you miss the portal into like Mad Bombers or whatever level, and you're just like behind it, you can end up falling out of bounds, and that's like in a reset, like in an attempt setting, that's basically run over.
I didn't really talk about Mad Bombers, but Mad Bombers, the planes all have a set path. If you know the path, you'll do the optimal pathing, kill them all fairly quickly. This level is 1,000 times better in the remake than it is in the original.
I've actually grown to like it in the original, and even then, I still agree that it's better in this. I learned the cycle for it. It's actually cool when you know the cycle.
Hey man,
but
I
will agree. It is absolutely 100 times better in the remake. If anything, just because the hits on the planes actually work.
We got Cody going into Bug Light. We got Merkaz going into Orange Asphalt. So a bit of a route deviation, but it doesn't really matter how you do this.
With Warp 5, it's really just personal preference.
Yeah, Merkaz is going to end on Flaming Passion, whereas Crody will be ending on Orange Asphalt. It doesn't really matter, but ending on Flaming Passion is kind of cooler, Crody. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's kind of like, Flaming Passion is one of the coolest platforming levels, so it's like, it's a neat way to close up the run.
Jesus,
if you close it with Orange Asphalt, then like it's a bit more of like a relaxing end to the run, because Orange Asphalt's not really like, unless you're going for like super optimization, it's not like super difficult. So like beginner runner would probably want to end on Orange Asphalt, for example.
Cody with cute damage abuse, just keeping the doors open. Mock tornadoing this excellently. Ideally, you want to take it past this door cycle, which he does with ease. So he damages on that guy, which allows him to. Oh, he messed up the middle.
He got the stick slide.
Yeah,
so he wasn't able to catch the door cycle. The other thing for the damage use there is that there's no use for invincibility in Gone Tomorrow. It's only at the beginning of the level, and it doesn't really save time in any part of it.
Yeah, it doesn't save time. If you're going for the fast cycles, you're not going to be able to do it with the triple mouse. So the cycle skips with the damage abuses saves more time in Bug Light than that does in Gone Tomorrow. So now we got Gone Tomorrow, which has a really cool cycle that I found. So let's see if Cody can get it, or if he goes for it.
I flexed through all of Crash 2, so I'll let you have that one.
This is my cycle. Thank you. I don't think Cody's going for it. Just based on the way he's playing, I don't think he's going to go for it. Merkaz definitely will, though.
Merkaz is the kind of runner where it doesn't matter how rusty he is, it doesn't matter like how consistent or inconsistent his strat is, he will go for it.
Yeah, he'll just do it because that's how he is, and I respect that. Oh no, oh, he didn't get hit. Okay, he did. He timed it right. I thought he mistimed it.
Good old Crody slide.
That is the Crody slide. You slide at a good time, you don't take damage. So damage if you do that. Grab the third master form. Bug Light is so fun, dude. Like,
Bug Light is definitely one of the coolest levels, especially because it just hands you a triple mask.
Yeah, it's so good.
Merkaz chose to keep the mask.
Well, you don't need it in Flaming for any reason.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting.
Safety, I guess, or less like.
Probably not the worst idea.
Yeah, if you want to be safe, I don't blame him for that at all. It's really easy to take a hit from one of the sword dudes here. Flaming is another really cool level. All these like Gone Tomorrow, Bug Light, Flaming Passion, they're all so good.
Yeah, Warp 5 is one of, if it's not the best part of Crash 3, it is definitely like up there. It's just
Warp 5
like
is really good.
it's like even the 2 vehicle levels are like not bad at all. Like Orange Asphalt is pretty enjoyable, and Mad Bombers in this version at least is really fun.
Yeah, Mad Bombers is no problem. Like, let's take a look at Merkaz real quick, because this cycle, special meaning to me. I want to see him get it. He's on good pace for it.
He's got the movement for it. He's been very clean.
He's on pace for it. So let's see if he can do it. Right open. See, Cruddy was smart taking those masks in there. Cruddy knew he was gonna take damage.
Oh, that was a really nice damage boost from Merkaz off of the Beehive.
Yep.
Let him go through the.
No, he didn't take damage off that. Come on.
Yo, I love this game. This game is great, man.
That's what you want to make. That's the cycle you want to make, is go through that before he like lights up. And he
I just love the fact that the Beehive just bounced him off. It's like, whatever. That's when the bad guy's just like taking the day off. Just,
And Cody's gonna end his run on Orange Asphalt. Merkaz is gonna head into Flaming Passion, and this has pretty been I think this race will be pretty close too. These two.
Definitely see
Yeah,
how it
I was
goes.
pretty sure that it would be, based on how Cody's been playing recently. I was pretty sure it'd be pretty close.
Yeah, all of these were very, very close for
That's
sure.
what the final times are going to be, because I think that's going to be close too between the two teams.
So it's been a little bit since I took a time check, but the difference between the two teams was 30 seconds a couple of levels ago.
Okay.
So I'm very curious to see how it ends. We're taking a minute to calculate the times, and then we'll find out who the winners are.
Sounds great, bro. It's hard to say. I know it's really close. Mark is having a great flaming.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like, it's not really out of bounds, but like you can
3D
jump 3D range in a specific way where you can just jump on both trampolines immediately.
I know this is. I'm pretty sure this is Morkaz's favorite level. At least last time I knew it was his favorite level. So, not surprising.
It's a very good choice. This is also one of my picks for favorite level in Crash 3.
Yeah, same. Definitely same.
Like whenever people ask me what my favorite level in Crash 3 is, the answer is either this or to everybody's shock and surprise, Rings of Power.
Good level.
Yeah.
I like,
especially in the original. Like Future Friends is a good one also. All right, so yeah, they are within seconds of each other. Like Merkaz is entering Cortex, and Crody will be doing so in about now.
Crody is ahead in the race because Merkaz entered it at 39.59, and Cody's entering it at 39.08. So Cody is about 40 seconds ahead in the Crash 3 race, but I'm not sure how that's going to calculate for the full team.
Yeah, it'll be hard to say.
It's hard to
I guess
say.
one thing of note with Cortex and 3 NST is that there is tragically a fair bit of RNG to it.
Yeah.
The mine placement is part of it. That's a bit.
No.
The mines is a bit more of a minor call, but also
timing or not. Did you do
that? Oh
that?
no, we did not. I think it was brought up again and then went nowhere. I didn't involve myself in that discussion because it didn't really concern me either way. It was up to the Crash 3 runners, but I think it ultimately didn't go anywhere.
I see.
So yeah, no, there's still RNG at the end of the fight. But yeah, when the final hit is dealt to Cortex, the shoes power up pops up in a random spot, and then from there, the amount of time it takes for the portal to spawn is also random.
Yep.
So it's a fun time.
Quote my good friend Groovy, win. Yeah, both not getting too bad RNG here, I gotta say. RNG's been pretty kind to them as far as mines have been concerned. Could be a lot worse. I've seen a lot worse.
This is very, very close.
Those are unfortunate mines.
Yeah, that is. Those mines also have really, really disgustingly large hitboxes.
They're insane. It's ridiculous. There's so many clips of people dying to them when they shouldn't have. Marquez is gonna pull out a 42, which is good. Wow,
that is some terrible portal RNG.
Let's see what Crody gets. Cody's gonna get a 41. Cody's so close to his PB. That portal. God,
Crody got a good portal. Yeah, that's like what, 15 seconds off his PB or something.
If he didn't die in Tomb Time, I bet he PB'd. That's a good run, Crody. Good job. Good job, Marquez.
He
pulled Tong way out.
Yeah, I see it.
Crody put it away. That's two very cursed entities fused into one.
It is pretty cursed. Oh, Kawaii.
All right, so shameless plug. We should have some Crash 4 so everybody can discover how terrible Tana is in that game.
He's Kawaii. What do you mean? Something about the Bermuda Triangle?
Look, man, I dropped a stream highlight video yesterday, and there's a really long clip of Tana just screwing over an ACG run for me, so I do not like her.
That was super fun. What are the... I know Logic is calculated sometimes.
Yeah, that's
gotta be close.
I'm curious to see the final time.
Tomb Time killed it. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's unfortunate, dude. That was so bullshit. It wasn't even. Death Plains and NST suck.
Yeah. Especially when you get the ones where they just like auto kill you for like putting your toe into the hole.
Yeah, that's basically what happened to Crody. Yeah, that high time was like the real kicker for Murkaz. Otherwise, it would have probably been both would have got low 41s.
Yeah, that was really solid play from like all 6 runners though. Like everybody played very well.
Yeah, they were both close. Like Crody and Murkaz in a minute with each other. Crash
the biggest gap was Clock and Tacos, and I think that really just came down to like
insane.
Yeah, it's the
like, that first race was crazy because of how like close it was, and then it wasn't, and then it was again. Super fun, super fun.
You can see what the final time is whenever Logic is done with his calculation.
Okay, so calculations have been done. It was a very, very close race. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was very surprised to see how tight it was at the end. But Clock, Gaffy, and Murkaz won by 35 seconds.
GG, boys.
That's the winner there.
That is very, very good job there.
Left team, Murkaz's team will say, got a 2 hour, 23 minute flat time. And right team, which would be McCrody's side, got a 2:23.35.
Very good play on both ends.
Pretty good stuff. Okay, well, we're gonna bring.
It looks like.
Oh, go on, Rico. Sorry.
It looks like Crody's messing with some file fusion.
Yep. The runners are gonna be messing around in the background, having some fun. What we're gonna be doing right now is we're gonna be interviewing the runners in pairs. So the commentators, if you guys want to say. Shout yourselves out a little bit. Thank you guys so much for the work you gave today.
Yeah, you go ahead first, Cam.
Yeah, this was fun. I hadn't seen this game in a while. It was fun to look at it again. Fun to commentate it again. So it was sick. I don't have much else to say. It was really fun though. I'm glad I did this.
Yeah, it's honestly been a bit of a while for me too, since I've watched this game actively. So it was really fun to see. You know, things I've recognized and things that have changed, and just how well everybody played. But yeah, if you guys want to follow us, our Twitch channels are below our names on the commentary thing.
I actually do have one last thing. Twitch.tv/CameronVengeance/subscribe. See ya.
Twitch.tv/RicoKSB/subscribe. I got some cool emotes. But yeah, I will. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, wonderful stuff. The commentary there was stunning for the all three games. What we're going to be doing now is going to be bringing in the runners in pairs of their games. We're going to start with Clock and Crispy. Going to drag them in now. Alright, welcome Crash 1 runners.
Hello.
Okay, so, a very, very interesting race, I'll be honest with you. We'll start with Clock. Entering it, Clock, you were the underdog. And how do you feel about the result for that race?
The only way I can describe my run as a roller coaster, I had a really early death, and not gonna lie, I like smacked my table. I smacked like the chair, the arm of my chair when I died at the very start. I was not happy with that. It is very cold here today, and my hands were very cold, so thankfully it warmed up by the end.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, the bit of aggression is understandable, obviously on the big stage. But you know what? I think you did a good job rebounding from it. Honestly, you did a really good job.
I would like to say I was on PB pace until like the last few levels, where I just kept dying near the ends. If I had like 2 less deaths, that would have been a PB for me.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair enough. You did really well. Crispy, what are your thoughts on your run today?
I had a very, very rough start because like I was just trying to get everything like going. So like I was like half asleep during like the first part of the run, and then like after that I was just like, okay, I had a good Island 1, Island 2 was good also. I didn't have a death in Sunset Vista, so I was like, okay, we're looking good. And then Island 3 happened, and I was like, oh no. So at that point it was like, okay, yeah, I think I might lose this. And then I died like 3 times in Slippery Climb, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely. And then I caught up at Brio, but then after Brio, I was like, for some reason my brain was like, hey, you know what would be a good idea? Let's go for a strat that I never practiced. And like see if I could just like pull the lead. And then I tried to go for it, and then I ended up dying. So then I was like, okay, yeah, Clock's definitely got this one. But I didn't die in lab. So I didn't die in lab, but I died in Cortex. So overall, I had a good Island 1, 2, and then Island 3 was whatever. That's all I can say about that run. But yeah, this was definitely fun. I had a great time.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. I'm happy to hear that both of you had a good time. Although there was some frustrating moments in both of your guys' runs, it was extremely fun to watch. It was really close for pretty much the entire race. So a good silver lining to it, and otherwise some frustrating moments.
Yeah, shoutouts to the bat in Jaws of Darkness, by the way. The single bat. Thanks, Tangway.
That was unfortunate. The commentary crew like had head and hands for that one. They were so upset. It was honestly awful.
Definitely my fault. Yeah, man. Definitely my fault that happened. Brilliant gameplay. Phenomenal gaming experience, I should say.
We just love Crash 1.
Crash 1, I mean, like, Crash 1 is really fun. I do wish I, like, put more time into it. Like, the way that I was, like, approaching this is, like, I didn't think it was going to be, like, a really, super competitive thing, but now that it is, like, I should probably take it a little more seriously. But I had a lot of fun regardless, though.
Okay.
I actually do agree with Crispy there. Crash 1, as frustrating as that game gets, it's genuinely a really fun speed game. I'm happy to improve my time some more soon.
Yeah, Clock, you were so close to getting that PB in the Slippery Climb.
Yeah, I think that run's probably my kick in the pants to go, all right, let's get this PB. Because I'm not looking at it now.
At that point, I was hearing from commentary, I was like, actually like, yo, I'm actually kind of rooting for you this time, because like, yo, I want you to get that PB, and then yeah, Slippery Climb happened.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for your thoughts. Yeah, thank you so much for your thoughts. Honestly, I'm really happy you two could come out with some benefits and maybe some motivations from these runs.
Oh yeah, I will definitely be more motivated to have a better Island 3 the next time I try to do this again. And yeah, I can't wait to be back.
All right, well, thank you guys. All right, we're now gonna bring in the Crash 2 runners to see what their thoughts on their run as well. Okay, so Trayful is oh, there we go. Okay, so we have the Crash 2 runners in the VC. It was a really good race, boys. Gotta say.
It was.
Really good race.
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
9-minute warp 1, really good, man.
there may have been some frustrations, fair, but as viewers, that was a brilliant race.
We
I have
kept
to
it
say.
close, and that's the
yeah.
most important thing, right?
Pace was pretty good for me going up until like warp 4. It was actually pretty good, and then I just started choking. So other than that, it
Yeah,
was good.
luckily I got to splice the end of warp 5, so
Yeah.
made it better.
So, Gaffy, I know you gave a very quick rundown of it, but like altogether, how do you feel about your run, Gaffy? How do you think you did today?
If it wasn't for Tilted Towers and all of warp 1, it was a pretty solid run. Ruination. Sorry, yeah, the dying twice to the pillars because monkey brain can sometimes be rough. But besides that, I mean, we got good triple masks in and stuff like that, so it was all right.
That's fair.
I'd take it for a race setting, marathon setting.
Ooh, okay. And then Trayvor, how do you think you did, my man?
This is the first like race marathon thing I've ever done, and for a first time, and like I started derusting, like because I took like a 3 or 4 month break from playing NST and just like crashed as a whole, and I came back like 4 days ago, and this was like one of the best paces I think I've had going into Warp 4, like because I've had a couple good paces recently derusting, and that was pretty good up until everything that happened, because I think it all started going bad when I realized the notifications were still on for whatever reason, even though I literally disabled them all in Streamlabs. But it threw me off a bit. But, you know, getting a 46, 26, like,
yeah.
that's still pretty good for everything that happened. So,
Oh yeah, and
it's not bad.
yeah, and
Next race, I'm leaving my alerts on if anybody wants to, you know, hook it up.
You did bring your friends list, your Steam list up on your stream after.
Oh,
the
I need to
Peru,
put it
Gaffy.
offline because I kept seeing Merkez, I think, try to get good analog. So I just see has started in ST, has started in ST. I'm like, all right,
yeah.
none of this. Plus Ripperoo fucking auto scroller.
Yeah.
Good time for it.
Fair. Well, I appreciate your guys' take on all of it. Again, although there may have been frustrations with your guys' runs, it was still a brilliant run to watch for the viewers.
Yeah,
Very
46 isn't bad times for sure.
Very fun. I had so much fun. I'm looking forward to whenever I get the opportunity to do another one.
That's great stuff. I'm really happy to see the energy from the runners and their ability to perform on a big stage is beautiful stuff. All right, we're now going to bring the Crash 3 runners into the VC and see what their thoughts are on the run that sealed the deal. All right, welcome Crash 3 runners.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so Merkaz, considering that you sealed the deal for your team, I want to ask, how do you feel that your run went firstly?
Late game, all right. The early game was really bad, like horribly bad. I missed. Like I went on the vehicle in the first level, which basically like robs me from being able to do the glitch. So I lost time there just starting out, and then the rest was also like really bad in the first 3 warps. And then Crody got the non-RTA viable glitch that just made a huge difference in the beginning. There's not a single run with that glitch, and then he just like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it once, and then he got it. So I was not feeling the early game, but I'm really happy for the late game, honestly. Like Warp 4 especially was really good. So
that's great stuff. And Bakrodi, obviously your name was being chanted in the chat with that initial level that you pulled off to get the RTA leads. How do you feel about that?
I was like, just 2 days prior that I was like, okay, I'll just attempt this one because that would be fun if I got it, and that would be hype. And I'm like, I just got it, and it's like, yeah, sure, man. No one expected me to go for that. No one would expect anyone to go for that, and yet there was someone like me to go for it.
Yeah.
For reference, you tried getting that for like time trial the other day, and it took you 40 minutes, right?
I mean, in general, I've been getting it quite a few times, but like, yeah, I've been doing the time trial of that level with the first
Yeah.
out of bounds there.
It's such a hard skip, honestly. Like, there's no one that does it in runs because even if it's the first level, it's not really viable to do. So
It's not something you should go for unless you really want to push the category. But like, I just went for it because like that would be funny if I got it. And I did get it, and I'm somewhat consistent at it.
Well, I'll be honest with you, that definitely riled the commentary up. Cam and Rico were freaking out for a little bit after that one. And the rest of your run with Crody, were you pretty happy with that?
Aside from Tomb Time Death, which actually, if it wasn't for that, I would have probably PB'd because it lost me like some seconds, and I've been 11 seconds of PB in this run.
Oh, wow.
And some other stuff like Boneyard was kind of bad as well, but some levels went alright, some some levels were just there, honestly.
Alright, well, I appreciate your guys' input on the race to end the event. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, no problem. It was really fun. I'm hoping we can do more of this because it's really enjoyable. But Crash is more known for the completion category, so maybe we can get that done soon.
Oh yes, I would love to showcase the talent for the completion categories for Crash, and leaves me very excited for future Crash events. This one went really well, so I'm really excited for the ones in the future.
Yeah, same. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you for bringing us on to this, and me as been working from the Crash side to try and get everyone in. I'm so thankful for every loving member of our community just going together and making this so easy to pull off. So
yeah,
you're all great.
Yeah, Merc has really put in an extra shift to try and rally all the Crash runners together, and this wouldn't have happened without Merkaz. So honestly, if you haven't checked them out, Merkaz, if you want to shout yourself out.
Yeah, I'm on twitch.tv/Merkaz, and yeah, Crody, you should do the same for you.
Yeah, I'm at twitch.tv/Morcas as well. Wait a minute. Obviously, yeah, I'm at twitch.tv/McCrody.
You should check Crody out because he does a lot of weird shit that no one really expects, like SRT co-op races and stuff.
I also find stuff that just annoy people, like in both NST and SRT and Crash 4.
Ooh.
I just find something and I'm like, guys, look at this, and they're like, Crody, why are you like this? I'm like, yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. We closing it up there then, boys and gals. I really appreciate everyone coming out today. I think this was a major success. I want to thank everyone for coming down. This is the first event of the channel. We had to rebrand because Twitch problems with naming changes, but I think we hit the ground running with this one. I'm really excited to bring more Crash content in the future, and for next week we have Spyro bringing back SRT. The category is to be decided. However, you can scroll down on the Twitch page and join the Discord to maybe pitch a race if you're a runner yourself of SRT or NST, and learn about the history and watch previous events down below. But thank you guys so much. Just gonna end stream, but I want to say thank you guys so very much for coming out today. It has been a blast, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.